It's Friday, March 27th. Ontario's 2026 budget is here. We'll tell you what's in it for Ottawa.
Which I need an explanation for, because it just did not appear to be a total loss to me. It just appeared to be very minor damage. And when they drove it through the window, when the cops got there, it was still running.
An Ottawa woman is in a battle with her insurance company after her vehicle was stolen and used in a recent smash and grab.
Now we know we can kind of match up with any team, and but that also kind of puts a bullseye on our back.
And it's opening weekend for the Toronto Blue Jays, fresh off their historic run in the World Series. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now. Good morning and happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me here this morning on Your Morning Ottawa. Will and Rosie are both away today. I am Melissa Lamb. And we begin with our news headlines this morning. The Ontario government has tabled its spring budget, and Premier Doug Ford's Conservatives are expecting to carry another deficit. The spending plan predicts a funding shortfall of $12.3 billion this fiscal year, then $13.8 billion next year. Finance Minister Peter Bethlen-Falvey on delaying a surplus for the third year in a row.
Of course, I'd prefer to have a smaller deficit. I'd prefer to balance sooner. But we have to live in the world we're in. Our plan is cautious where it must be and ambitious where it should be.
Some of the measures in the budget include $1.1 billion for home and community health care services and new investments for developing artificial intelligence and quantum technologies. And here in Ottawa, the latest report for City Committee shows OC Transpo's deficit keeps on rising. OC Transpo was $52 million in the red in 2025. That's up significantly from 2024, when the deficit was $25 million. The deficit was largely due to a lack of funding from upper levels of government. There's also a drop in ridership this year, which comes as OC Transpo cancels hundreds of bus trips a week and runs single car service on the LRT due to issues with the axle. An Ottawa woman is in a battle with her insurance company after her vehicle was stolen and used in a recent smash and grab. The crime was caught on camera, and the owner of the vehicle is frustrated to learn her car is considered a write-off. Gail Robertson says after her vehicle was recovered, it was moved without her being informed. Weeks later, she found the car at an auto shop where it was deemed a total loss, and therefore her insurance won't pay for repairs.
Which I need an explanation for, because it just did not appear to be a total loss to me. It just appeared to be very minor damage. And when they drove it through the window, when the cops got there, it was still running.
In a statement, Intact Insurance tells CTV News it's focused on reaching a timely resolution and is covering the car rental fees. A positive update on the cyclist that was struck in the Alta Vista area yesterday morning. The victim's condition has been upgraded to serious but stable, and while police continue to investigate, advocates say segregated cycling infrastructure could have helped.
In this particular case, if the person had fallen in a segregated bike lane, for example, they would have fallen away from traffic.
This happened around 6:15 a.m. near Pleasant Park Road and Hague Drive. Police are asking for any witnesses to come forward and speak with investigators. A memorial continues to grow at the scene in Barhaven, where a crossing guard was struck and killed earlier this week. Several bouquets of flowers have been placed at the intersection of Cedarview Road and Kenneville Drive. 55-year-old Peter Clark died after he was hit by a vehicle while on duty Monday morning. 19-year-old Xander Wright is charged with failing to stop after an accident resulting in death. He's due to appear in court again today. The bodies of two Canadian pilots have been returned to Canada after a fatal crash at LaGuardia Airport. Captain Antoine Foray and First Officer Mackenzie Gunther were killed Sunday night when their plane crashed into a fire truck on the runway. A repatriation ceremony was held yesterday at Newark Airport. Gunther's body was returned to Ottawa, and the plane carrying Foray's casket landed in Montreal yesterday. And Air Canada CEO has now apologized after facing criticism over his message of condolence, which was only delivered in English. In his latest statement, Michael Rousseau says he is deeply saddened that his inability to speak French has diverted attention from the profound grief of the families and the great resilience of Air Canada's employees. Rousseau goes on to say that despite many lessons over several years, he's still unable to express himself adequately in French. He wrote, "I sincerely apologize for this, but I am continuing my efforts to improve." Quebec lawmakers voted unanimously in favor of demanding Rousseau's resignation. The Ottawa Senators are in the middle of a riveting push for the playoffs and locked up a crucial point against Pittsburgh on home ice.
Ben's got plenty of time here to get back in this game.
There's Georgia spins, feeds that down to Stutzla with a shot. Rebound score!
Drake Batherson timed the game at 3 in the third, and the game did go on to overtime where it was back and forth affair, but the Penguins pulled out a 4-3 shootout victory. The single point was enough to push them out of a playoff spot. Next up is a date with Tampa Bay on Saturday afternoon. The Ottawa Senators are working toward a partnership with the Algonquin Anishinaabe Nation for the future LeBreton Flats Arena. Last summer, the Sens and the NCC reached an agreement for the sale of 11 acres of land at LeBreton Flats. In a new joint statement, the Sens and the First Nations say they're working to establish a long-term economic partnership of the Algonquins of the Pikwakanagan First Nation. They say the revenue is expected to be substantial, ongoing, and will provide much-needed financial support. And the Blue Jays are ready to launch into the new season with tonight's home opener. Last season, a historic World Series run setting expectations high.
Now we know we can kind of match up with any team, and but that also kind of puts a bullseye on our back.
The Jays, who are celebrating their 50th season, will hoist their American League Championship banner ahead of today's game against Oakland. Kevin Gausman is scheduled to start on opening night. Exciting night time for the boys of summer, and of course not going to feel very close to summer or even spring for that matter with the forecast for today. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a cold Friday on the way for us. It will be quite chilly this morning and into the afternoon. Normally we should be sitting around 4 degrees, just a little bit above that, and today's daytime high is only -3. So we will be below seasonal and below the freezing mark this morning and right through into your afternoon. Chilly out there this hour, -7 currently in Ottawa. It's already -14 in the valley, so some cold temperatures to kick off your day. Kingston registering now, it's -6 out in Kingston as well as in Brockville. These are temps with the wind chill. Feels closer to -23 this hour out in the valley. A little bit colder now, feels like -19 in Ottawa. As you can see, our temperatures do get updated automatically, so that's why sometimes they change on the fly here on the show. In our skies this morning, the good news is we will see lots of sunshine, so mainly sunny skies this morning, which will continue into your afternoon. So no precipitation to worry about for today. Tomorrow, different story. There is a chance in the afternoon that we could see a few scattered flurries. As you can see, nothing that will last too long. Most of the system will stay to the north of us. We could just see some scattered flurries as we head into Saturday, then again on Sunday. Wind speeds, we're seeing some stronger winds gusting to the northwest this morning, around 20 kilometers an hour. Those will come down late this afternoon, but we will still see a windier morning, which will continue into your early afternoon. These are your daytime highs, so below seasonal. We should be above the freezing mark this time of the year, and we will be well below that. -3 is the high for this afternoon. We'll still feel closer to -6 with that wind chill today. -5 in the valley, -6 is the daytime high in Bancroft, so cold across the region, -1 over in Montreal. It will warm up gradually as we head into the weekend. Overnight tonight, still cold, -2. -10 is the overnight low. -2 is your high for Saturday, and then 7 degrees on Sunday. However, we could still see some flurries as we head into the day on Saturday. A few scattered flurries early Sunday morning, but then into the afternoon, cloudy skies. 1 is the overnight low. It will stay warm on Monday, double-digit temps. 10 degrees is the daytime high, but still seeing some cold overnights. Monday will be cold, dropping down to -7, but the rest of the week is looking very good, and we will see more double-digit temperatures on the way next week.
Weather is brought to you by Manatic Tree. Complete tree care from start to stump.
And there is a major incident on the 417 westbound. This is just past Bronson this morning. Traffic is not moving whatsoever. All lanes are closed in that direction, so look for an alternate route. If you are about to head that way, we'll bring you more on this incident as details do become available. Again, this is the 417 westbound at Bronson. Complete standstill, not moving this morning, so try and avoid that if you can. Now let's check out your TSN must-see moment.
Hello there, Kara Wagland in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. And for it, we'll head to the National Hockey League for this one. As the Wild were taking on the Panthers, Minnesota on the power play. Loose puck goes to Marcus Johansson. But Danil Tarasov robs him of the goal. The Panthers' backup goalie, sprawling with the pad stop, smothers the rebound. One of his 47 saves from this one as he earns our must-see moment from Thursday. And coming up today on TSN, we got a full day of March Madness action for you. It's the men and women's Sweet 16. It all gets underway at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, right across your TSN network. That's all for now from SportsCenter. Have a great day.
And it is time to get good to grow. And yes, it may not feel like it right now, but it is almost time to start planting. And Colin from Robert Plant Greenhouses will be here to answer your gardening questions. He will be here in the 8 o'clock hour for today, so send them our way. You can reach us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Send those questions in, and of course, Colin will get them answered for us later on this morning. And coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, why an Ontario man says he was fired alleging a made-up reason. We'll have that story and more coming up. And here's a live look for a Centennial Glass Skycam this morning. A cold start to your day. Very, very chilly out there so far this hour. Into the minus double digits to start off your morning. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 6:11.
Hey. CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video, upload it at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
Welcome back, and here are the big stories that we're following today on Your Morning Ottawa. The provincial government has unveiled its budget, which includes another major deficit. An Ottawa woman is searching for answers from her insurance after a stolen SUV was used in a smash and grab and disappears for weeks. And it is opening night for the Toronto Blue Jays. Big expectations for their 50th season, which kicks off at home against Oakland. Now let's take a look at your forecast. A cold start to your morning with the wind chill this hour. It does feel closer to minus 19 out there right now, so a very chilly start to your Friday. The good news is lots of sunshine throughout the day ahead, mainly sunny skies this morning into your afternoon. Minus 3 is your daytime high, so that is a little bit below seasonal. Average for this time of the year should be around 4 degrees. However, we'll be well below that into your day ahead. And on your roads this morning, we still have this major incident. This is the 417 westbound at Bronson. You can see all lanes are closed. No traffic is moving. It is at a complete standstill. Emergency crews are on scene. We will be sure to bring you more details as they become available. But if you have an alternate route and you haven't left this morning, do avoid this area because, as you can see, no traffic is moving at this time. A hockey coach here in Ontario whose grandfather was a trailblazing black hockey player is fighting back after he was fired from his position in Toronto. As CTV's John Woodward reports, his lawsuit says to get rid of their coach, the team invented a parent complaint and the parent as well.
You're going to pick the puck up.
Rayne Carnegie is at home on the ice coaching up-and-coming AAA hockey players, sharing what he learned from his time in the Quebec Maritimes Junior Hockey League. And what he learned from his grandfather, Herb Carnegie, a black player denied a chance to play in the NHL, though was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 2022.
I tried to follow in his footsteps, and my son's on the ice right now trying to follow in both of our footsteps.
But much of that was derailed late last year when Carnegie was fired as a coach by the Toronto Titans.
I just got blindsided by it, and ultimately I still don't clearly understand why that happened.
His lawsuit says tension started in August when one coach told Carnegie's 13-year-old son he had dreamt of hitting him with a hockey stick. Carnegie complained to the Titans, which alerted the Ontario Hockey Federation, which determined the coach's comment was a violation of its rules. A few months later, Carnegie was the subject of a complaint from a parent calling themselves Rick Jones, and the Titans suspended him. The OHF found that complaint without merit, saying the entire matter originated from someone identified as Rick Jones. This person has never been identified. Team parents say they've never heard of Rick Jones.
Then we're like, who is a Rick Jones? There's nobody on the team.
The lawsuit alleges that Rick Jones' complaint was fabricated and was just a pretext to remove Carnegie from his coaching position. The Titans didn't respond to any questions from CTV News. In court filings, they don't identify Rick Jones either, but specifically deny that any decisions made with regard to the plaintiff were made as retribution. Carnegie says he looks to his grandfather for strength to carry on.
That's the biggest thing for me as a father, is if I didn't take this stance, what does that show my children?
Continuing to train his son and many of the players from his former team in the Toronto hockey rink that bears his grandfather's name. John Woodward, CTV News.
Here has your chance to win the ultimate chocolate haul. Rochef chocolates are locally made and they're known for their rich, delicious flavors and Easter creations, including their 2-foot Easter Bunny. You can check them out in Gatineau at their boutique, just 5 minutes from downtown Ottawa. Make this Easter the most memorable one yet. One lucky viewer will win a gift basket valued at $500, including Rochef handcrafted chocolates and a $200 gift card. Enter right now for your chance to win this ultimate chocolate indulgence. Head to our contest page at ctvottawa.ca. Good luck. And we are also talking later about how you are getting ready for spring, so we'll be chatting about that momentarily. But right now, the income required to purchase a home in Ottawa has increased by more than $1,700 in February. The new report from Rate Hub shows you'll need an average of income of $130,610 to purchase a home in our city. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA this morning to get his thoughts. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Yeah, it's a bit discouraging when you need the average household income of $130,000, and most people are making closer to the average or the median. There are two different numbers you can use. Make it somewhere around $100,000. If we're optimistic, $110,000. That's a big shortfall. You know, we got that news from the province in the budget yesterday, kind of leaked out beforehand about home buyers, if you're buying a newly built home, are going to get that big discount on the HST. Boy, do we need it. It's tough. You know, we've been on the air this morning already trying to talk about how do we find a way to be optimistic today, because there's so much bad news, that massive provincial deficit we're hearing about. And then, you know, I stumbled on this story about the average price of a home going up by $1,700 in 1 month. I guess it's good news if you own a home and you're about to sell it, but otherwise it's not. And it's tough to be optimistic. And I'm trying to imagine what it's like to be a young family right now, trying to buy a home, right? You say to yourself, well, I can't live in the city core. It's too expensive. Maybe I'll move to the suburbs. Well, I can't rely on transit. Look at OC Transit, this situation it's in with trains, shortage of buses. That's not reliable. You could move outside of the city entirely where homes are quite a bit cheaper, but the cost of gas, if you're going to commute, is prohibitive. It's not an easy time right now. We've just had so much bad news, COVID, the tariff wars, now the Persian Gulf War. But here we did find this, Melissa. It's opening day for the Toronto Blue Jays, which means baseball season, which means spring is here, and we can smile about that. Don't look at the wind chill of -19.
No, exactly. Is that the one team that we both cheer for then?
That's right, yeah.
Oh, I'm glad we have some common ground, because I know
every once in a while we find common ground on a team, and Blue Jays are Canada's team. I think most of the country probably can say, yes, we agree. The Blue Jays had a spectacular season, almost won the World Series last year, and I'm looking forward to this season too, so it's going to be fun. I mean, we hope there's still going to be a Senators playoff run somewhere in between, but that's optimistic too. They're still in the hunt, so there you go.
I love this optimism on a Friday.
Doesn't come naturally to me, Melissa, so I'm really working hard today.
Well, we appreciated it for a day like today when it's cold and it's supposed to be spring and it feels like -19. So we appreciate your
went there.
positivity.
We weren't talking about that.
I went there today. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
You as well. And you can remember that you could listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 6 until 10 a.m. And we just want to keep you up to date on this incident. You can see traffic is slowly trickling by this incident right now. Emergency crews still are on scene. This is Bronson at the westbound 417 at Bronson. You can see traffic starting to trickle by. But if you can avoid this area, that's probably the best thing to do, as it looks like it will be slow moving for the next little while. Health officials in Newfoundland are warning of the risks of extreme workouts after a spike in hospitalizations from a potentially life-threatening condition. CTV's Garrett Berry explains.
With just weeks to go, 27-year-old Kyra Fancy should be focusing on her July wedding. But recent warnings of sudden increases in rhabdomyolysis cases have brought back awful memories.
When I got off the bike, actually, I fell to the floor, my legs buckled beneath me.
It was her very first spin class, December 2023. She didn't want to fall behind the rest of the group.
Embarrassed, and I was like, I can't stop. So I just forced myself because I was like, the worst thing that could happen is I'm just going to tear my muscle.
What followed? 5 days of intense pain. When the pain didn't go away and she did go to the hospital, she stayed there for almost a week.
I couldn't understand how that led to me possibly like dying, is how he was saying it.
This kind of exercise-induced rhabdomyolysis is what doctors are seeing more and more in Newfoundland and Labrador. And health officials say the majority of those recent cases have been found in young women.
The body responds to a stress in a strange way, where the muscle fibers break down and quickly release their contents into the bloodstream, and this can cause some catastrophic problems.
Physiologist Joe Cannon says unusual and repetitive activities will increase the risk of rhabdomyolysis. Spin classes have been put under the microscope since the health warning was issued. Jill Whalen, coach and owner of Elevate Movement Club, says classes can and should be delivered safely with trained coaches.
The reason why, for example, this room for spin is laid out the way it is so that the coach can make contact with every single individual in the room.
She says both coaches and participants should be doing more to ensure everybody is safe. Garrett Berry, CTV News, St. John's.
Hard to believe that we are in spring with how cold it is outside this morning. With the wind chill this hour, it does feel closer to -19. But of course, many of us have spring in our mind, which means gardening. And we're going to be hearing from you later on in the show. We are asking you, how are you getting ready for spring? Maybe it's gardening, maybe it's washing the car or spring cleaning, cleaning the windows. There's so many different options. We would love to hear from you. Send your comments to us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. And we just want to keep you up to date with our traffic this morning. It looks like it is trickling by still. This is the 417 westbound at Bronson Road. You can see emergency crews on scene. There's an incident happening in the left lanes, which seem to be blocked, and only one lane is moving by. So traffic is quite backed up this morning. If you can take an alternate route, that is the best advice this hour. We will keep you up to date as more information becomes available. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me here this morning on Your Morning Ottawa. I am Melissa Lamb. Both Rosie and Will are away for today. And we do have a major traffic note to pass along to you this morning. It is bumper to bumper on the Queensway after a collision. This is the scene at the 417 west at Bronson. An earlier collision had all lanes closed. Traffic is now starting to get through, but you can expect major delays in the area. Traffic is quite backed up, bumper to bumper, for quite a while. So if you can avoid the area, that is the best case scenario this morning. The Ontario government has tabled its spring budget, and Premier Doug Ford Conservatives are expecting to carry another deficit. The spending plan predicts a funding shortfall of $12.3 billion this fiscal year, then $13.8 billion the next. Finance Minister Peter Bethlen-Falvey on delaying a surplus for a third year in a row.
Of course, I'd prefer to have a smaller deficit. I'd prefer to balance sooner. But we have to live in the world we're in. Our plan is cautious where it must be and ambitious where it should be.
Some of the measures in the budget include cutting the small business corporate income tax from the current rate of 3.2% to 2.2% and $1.1 billion in new funding for hospitals. And here in Ottawa, the latest report for a city committee shows OC Transpo's deficit keeps rising. OC Transpo was $52 million in the red in 2025. That's up significantly from 2024, when the deficit was $25 million. The deficit was largely due to a lack of funding from upper levels of government. There's also a drop in ridership this year, which comes as OC Transpo cancels hundreds of bus trips a week and runs single-car service on the LRT due to issues with the axles. An Ottawa woman is in a battle with her insurance company after her vehicle was stolen and used in a recent smash and grab. The crime was caught on camera, and the owner of the vehicle is frustrated to learn her car is considered a write-off. Gail Robertson says after her vehicle was recovered, it was moved without her being informed. Weeks later, she found the car in an auto shop where it was deemed a total loss, and therefore her insurance won't pay for repairs.
Which I need an explanation for, because it just did not appear to be a total loss to me. It just appeared to be very minor damage. And when they drove it through the window, when the cops got there, it was still running.
In a statement, Intact Insurance tells CTV News it's focused on reaching a timely resolution and is covering the car rental fees. A positive update on the cyclist that was struck in the Alta Vista area yesterday morning. The victim's condition has been upgraded to serious but stable. And while police continue to investigate, advocates say segregated cycling infrastructure could have helped.
In this particular case, if the person had fallen in a segregated bike lane, for example, they would have fallen away from traffic.
This happened around 6:15 a.m. near Pleasant Park Road and Hague Drive. Police are asking for any witnesses to come forward and speak with investigators. A memorial continues to grow at the scene in Barhaven, where a crossing guard was struck and killed earlier this week. Several bouquets of flowers have been placed at the intersection of Cedarview Road and Kenneville Drive. 55-year-old Peter Clark died after he was hit by a vehicle while on duty Monday morning. 19-year-old Xander Wright is charged with failing to stop after an accident resulting in death. He's due to appear in court again today. Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada isn't done yet after hitting NATO's 2% spending target.
Over the next decade, Canada will unleash $500 billion. I'll repeat, $500 billion in defense and defense-related investment. Property investment.
Prime Minister Carney was speaking yesterday after announcing $3 billion in new infrastructure and defense spending for Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. Even after spending more than $60 billion on defense last year, Canada's military remains short by about 15,000 soldiers. Looking ahead, Canada will need to spend more to meet NATO's new target of 5% of GDP. Supreme Court deliberations will now begin on Quebec's secularism law. The federal government and provincial governments were among 61 parties that submitted arguments over the 4 days. Bill 21 bans some public sector workers from wearing religious symbols on the job. Quebec invoked the notwithstanding clause to protect the bill. The clause allows governments to override the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Transgender women athletes are now excluded from the Olympics, a new policy that aligns with Donald Trump's executive order on women's sports ahead of the 2028 LA Games.
I really believe that this policy is foundationally based in science, and it's been led by medical experts, and it's been done with the best interests of athletes right at the heart.
The IOC says eligibility for any female category event at the Olympic Games or any IOC event is now limited to biological females determined by a one-time genetic screening testing. It's unclear how many, if any, transgender women are competing at the Olympic level. And many were giggling for a good cause over at Ottawa's Westin Hotel last night.
But now at 36, well, the top of my head looks like a baby is coming out of the birth canal.
Laugh for the Cure is an annual fundraiser for the Ottawa Cancer Foundation, and it's a chance for members of Ottawa's business and media and philanthropic community to try their hand at stand-up comedy. On deck was one of our own colleagues, Gord St. Dennis of Pure Country 94, who cracked a very funny joke. So good on him and good for everyone for getting up there. I know that obviously it cannot be easy to stand in a crowd that large, and hopefully your jokes are well received and that people laugh, but of course, all for a good cause. In our forecast this morning, unfortunately, it is a bitter cold start to your morning, and we will see a cold day ahead. So your Friday forecast is unfortunately looking a little chilly for us today. Temps right now, -9. This is in the city, -14 out in the valley. Factor in the wind chill. Feels closer to -19 this hour in Ottawa. It feels like -23 in the valley. So these are some winter conditions we're seeing to start off your Friday. But don't worry, we do have some warmer weather on the way in the 7-day forecast. A little cloudy out there this morning, but we will see lots of sunshine very shortly. Sunny skies this morning into your afternoon. No precipitation to worry about today, but as we head into tomorrow, there is a chance we could see some scattered flurries, just some light flurries into the afternoon. Nothing that will accumulate too much or last too long. We can also see a few more. As you can see, this is Sunday morning at 6 a.m. We could see a few more scattered flurries, but it will be quite warm into Sunday. So we just have to get to Sunday before we see some more spring-like conditions. -3, this is your daytime high, lots of sunshine, but again, below seasonal and a cold day ahead for us on this Friday. -5 is the high out in the valley for today. Petawawa, Pembroke, -3 in Gatineau. We'll feel closer to -6, -8 into your afternoon. Overnight staying cold, dropping to -10, and tomorrow not very warm at all. -2 is also the high. We will see those scattered flurries into the afternoon. -7 is the low. Finally, more spring-like conditions on Sunday, a high of 7 degrees. We won't see a lot of sunshine, unfortunately, on Sunday, but the sun is out on Monday. Temperatures reaching the double digits. It will then be cold overnight Monday, but once we get past that, our overnight lows will actually warm up, and we will see more daytime highs into the double digits on Thursday.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
And here's a look at that incident. This is the 417 at Bronson. You can still see that the left lanes are still blocked and only one lane is trickling through. This is the 417 westbound again at Bronson. Try and avoid the area if you can. Traffic is quite backed up because of this early morning collision, but we are seeing some traffic slightly moving by and it is trickling by. So we will keep you up to date on this as more information becomes available.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
And here's a look at that sky cam this morning. The sun's starting to wake up this hour, which is nice to see. However, very, very chilly start to your morning. With the wind chill this hour, feels closer to -19. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 6:39. Here are the big stories happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. The provincial government has unveiled their budget, which includes another major deficit. An Ottawa woman is searching for answers from her insurance after her stolen SUV used in a smash and grab disappears for weeks. And it's opening night for the Toronto Blue Jays. Big expectations for their 50th season, which kicks off at home against Oakland. And now for a look at your forecast. Unfortunately, it's not a great one for today. A little bit cold out there. -19 is how it feels currently with that wind chill, so a very chilly start to your morning. Daytime high today of -3 this afternoon, so still cold into your afternoon. At least it will be nice and sunny. Staying chilly overnight, dropping to -10. Tomorrow, -2 is the high. We are expecting some flurries into the late part of your afternoon. More flurries early Sunday morning, and then warming up. Finally, a high of 7 as we head into your afternoon on Sunday. On the drive-in, still that incident. This is westbound lanes at Bronson. You can see the left-hand lanes are completely blocked and traffic is only trickling by on the one lane. Emergency crews are on scene. It is causing quite a few delays if you're heading westbound on the 417. It is quite backed up this morning, so try and avoid that area if you can. As you can see, traffic is just trickling by one lane this hour. What began as a quest for a Saskatchewan senior has been a powerful lesson for everyone around her. CTV's Sierra D'Souza Butts on her perseverance and strength.
Maeva Bridges' interest in powerlifting goes as far back as the 1970s.
I started watching a movie called Pumping Iron, and it really sparked some sort of flame in me, and I really wanted to get into lifting weights.
When moving to Moose Jaw around that same time, Bridges built up the courage to try some weights of her own.
The floors were separate. The women were on one floor and men were on another floor. So I asked if I could go up to the men's floor, which the owner, Dave Pyle, said, absolutely, give it a trial.
Shortly after, Bridges participated in her first meet, winning the Western Canadians in 1983. She then took a break to raise her children and continue her life, but found her way back under the barbell 34 years later, now powerlifting at 68 years old.
There are days where I figure I can't do anything. I feel like I'm going to break. I've had a bad day. I've been in pain all day. I walk out of here moving better. My joints feel good. I feel good, and I'm so proud of myself that I did it again.
The benefits of strength training for females is so widely researched right now, and it's so beneficial. So just seeing her keep moving as she does age is definitely a motivation for me.
So it's really oh, yeah.
Recently competing at the Canadian Powerlifting National Championship, Bridges set 2 new records, one for hoisting a 140-kilogram barbell.
Still making good progress even with the injuries she's been struggling with, but yeah, she's doing great.
As for what's next, Bridges will be pumping iron at Provincials in September. Beyond that, one of her goals is to break some world records. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Moose Jaw.
And of course, it may not feel like spring out there this afternoon or even this morning with the wind chill feeling closer to minus 19 this hour. However, we want to keep the conversation going. We are asking you, how are you getting ready for spring? Because yes, we are in the spring season. You can send your comments to us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Maybe you got the bikes out like we did with the kids getting ready for spring, and then we had to store them back away because it turned back to an icy, wintry forecast. So the bikes have been stored back in their storage spot. However, we have started doing a little bit of spring cleaning, and we want to know how you are getting ready for spring. So send your comments to us, yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. And coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, comedian Bill Maher will be getting a special honor this year. We'll tell you more on that just ahead. Here's a live look at our sky cam on George this morning. And yes, the sun is out. It will be shining throughout the day ahead, but it will be a cold one. -3 is the high this afternoon. Currently feels like -19. It is 6:47.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
Hey. CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video uploaded at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
It is time now for your morning fix, and Bill Maher is set to receive the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor from the Kennedy Center. The news comes days after the White House press secretary denied the report. Maher has a long history of both praising and criticizing U.S. President Donald Trump. The vice president of the Kennedy Center says while the comedian is known for politically incorrect jokes, he has been influencing American discourse since before the Mark Twain Prize was even established. What an honor. Well, congratulations to him. And on to some music news right now. Paul McCartney is out with a new track, counting down to his first album release since 2020.
Looking back at white and black, reminders of my past.
That's the song Days We Left Behind. McCartney says it's a reflection on his memories of Liverpool. It's the lead single of the 83-year-old's upcoming album, The Boys of Dungeon Lane, named after a place near his childhood home. The album is also expected to touch on early adventures the former Beatles shared with bandmates George Harrison and John Lennon. And of course, it is out on May 29th. So I'm sure many John Lennon and Beatles fans will be very excited for that release. And 83 years old and still putting out new music. That's pretty incredible. And finally, Ottawa Mayor Mark Sutcliffe raised some eyebrows on social media this week when he posted a rather interesting photo.
So it's March, it's gray. Even today, it's overcast. It's not
particularly nice out. The weather's been not so great lately. And when I was out for my run the other day, I took this picture because it's an outdoor rink in my neighborhood, and it's melting.
Yes.
It's melting, which means that spring is coming. I'm looking forward to spring finally arriving in Ottawa and warmer weather.
Okay, you're
And
selling this, by the way. You are selling the reason why you posted this, but keep going.
This was a sign that spring was on its way. And look, I'm not taking pictures for a website to promote Ottawa.
No.
I'm not a professional photographer.
Clearly.
I'm taking, thank you, I'm taking pictures every day and just putting them out there. And if it's a bright, sunny day, I got to work with what I got.
So the mayor posted this photo we're going to show you. It's of a melting skating rink, a downed Christmas tree, and just a gray, gloomy skies. Some social media users were puzzled by the choice of photo. One user saying it makes Ottawa look like a silent hill. And of course, Ashton Gord from Pure Country 94 did have to get to the bottom of this, so they did call the mayor to get him to explain himself, which they said, of course, he's selling himself, that the reasons as to why he posted this photo. And the mayor, of course, posts a photo from the city every morning on social media with the caption, "Good morning, Ottawa." And now I'm intrigued and feel like I have to go and see what he's posting for today. Maybe a snowman. That's what it feels like outside right now with the wind chill feeling like -19, but we'll have to go and check it out. And coming up in the next hour, we are checking out this week's new movies and streaming in theaters. Matt Demers, Mr. Hollywood, will stop by. Plus, we get a preview of a brand new soccer camp in Ottawa this summer. And we'll pay a visit to Collective Movement, a popular local fitness spot hosting a big event happening this weekend. So we'll have all of that and so much more to come on Your Morning Ottawa. Here's a live look for Centennial Glass Sky Cam this morning. It's windy out there. You can see the cameras shaking. Northwest winds gusting around 20 kilometers an hour. Also bitter cold, even though we're starting to see some sunshine. Feels closer to -19 this hour, so a bitter cold start to your Friday morning. And it won't warm up until we head to Sunday. Of course, full news and forecast details coming up in a few minutes.
Far side pass, and it's an early shot. He scored!
Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend returns May 23rd and 24th, and it's never too early to join Canada's biggest running celebration. From the full and the half marathons to the 10K, the 5K, and the 2K, there's a distance for everyone. Register early to save on fees, jumpstart your training, and get ahead on fundraising in the Desjardins Charity Challenge. Join thousands at the start line and be a part of something amazing. Visit runottawa.ca for more information. Every year, an average of 500 children and youth are in cancer treatment at CHEO. Join CTV and Move 100 as we support oncology patients and their families at CHEO by participating in the CN Cycle for CHEO on Sunday, May 3rd. The routes start and finish at the Canadian War Museum with a 15, 35, 70K, the CN Century Ride, 2 and 5K walk. Get active with a group of friends, family, or a team of colleagues. For more information, visit cncycle.ca.
It's Friday, March 27th. Ontario's 2026 budget is here. We'll tell you what's in it for Ottawa.
Which I need an explanation for, because it just did not appear to be a total loss to me. It just appeared to be very minor damage. And when they drove it through the window, when the cops got there, it was still running.
An Ottawa woman is in a battle with her insurance company after her vehicle was stolen and used in a recent smash and grab.
Now we know we can kind of match up with any team, and but that also kind of puts a bullseye on our back.
And it's opening weekend for the Toronto Blue Jays, fresh off their historic run in the World Series. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now. Good morning and happy Friday to you. Thank you for joining us here on this very cold start to your Friday morning. I am Melissa Lamb. Both Rosie and Will are away for today. And of course, we want to keep you up to date on that collision that we reported to earlier this morning. It has been cleared, as you can see. However, traffic is flowing and smoothly once again heading west on the 417. This is at Bronson. So the incident Bronson westbound at the 417 has now been cleared. The Ontario government has tabled its spring budget, and Premier Doug Ford's Conservatives are expecting to carry another deficit. The spending plan predicts a funding shortfall of $12.3 billion this fiscal year, then $13.8 billion the next. Finance Minister Peter Bethlen-Falvey on delaying a surplus for a third year in a row.
Of course, I'd prefer to have a smaller deficit. I'd prefer to balance sooner, but we have to live in the world we're in. Our plan is cautious where it must be and ambitious where it should be.
Some of the measures in the budget include $1.1 billion for home and community health care services and new investments for developing artificial intelligence and quantum technologies. And here in Ottawa, the latest report for a city committee shows OC Transpo's deficit keeps rising. OC Transpo was $52 million in the red in 2025. That's up significantly from 2024 when the deficit was $25 million. The deficit was largely due to a lack of funding from upper levels of government. There's also a drop in ridership this year, which comes as OC Transpo cancels hundreds of bus trips a week and runs single car service on the LRT due to issues with the axles. An Ottawa woman is in a battle with her insurance company after her vehicle was stolen and used in a recent smash and grab. The crime was caught on camera, and the owner of the vehicle is frustrated to learn her car is considered a write-off. Gail Robertson says after her vehicle was recovered, it was moved without her being informed. Weeks later, she found the car at an auto shop where it was deemed a total loss, and therefore her insurance won't pay for repairs.
Which I need an explanation for, because it just did not appear to be a total loss to me. It just appeared to be very minor damage. And when they drove it through the window, when the cops got there, it was still running.
In a statement, Intact Insurance tells CTV News it's focused on reaching a timely resolution and is covering the car rental fees. A positive update on the cyclist that was struck in the Alta Vista area yesterday morning. The victim's condition has been upgraded to serious but stable, and while police continue to investigate, advocates say segregated cycling infrastructure could have helped.
In this particular case, if the person had fallen in a segregated bike lane, for example, they would have fallen away from traffic.
This happened around 6:15 a.m. near Pleasant Park Road and Hague Drive. Police are asking for any witnesses to come forward and speak with investigators. A memorial continues to grow at the scene in Barhaven, where a crossing guard was struck and killed earlier this week. Several bouquets of flowers have been placed at the intersection of Cedarview Road and Kenneville Drive. 55-year-old Peter Clark died after he was hit by a vehicle while on duty Monday morning. 19-year-old Xander Wright is charged with failing to stop after an accident resulting in death. He's due to appear in court again today. The bodies of 2 Canadian pilots have been returned to Canada after the fatal crash at LaGuardia Airport. Captain Antoine Foray and First Officer Mackenzie Gunther were killed Sunday night when their plane crashed into a fire truck on the runway. A repatriation ceremony was held yesterday at Newark Airport. Gunther's body was returned to Ottawa, and the plane carrying Foray's casket landed in Montreal yesterday. Air Canada's CEO has now apologized after facing criticism over his message of condolence, which was only delivered in English. In his latest statement, Michael Rousseau says he is deeply saddened that his inability to speak French has diverted attention from the profound grief of the families and the great resilience of Air Canada's employees. Rousseau goes on to say that despite many lessons over several years, he's still unable to express himself adequately in French. He wrote, "I sincerely apologize for this, but I'm continuing my efforts to improve." Quebec lawmakers voted unanimously in favor of demanding Rousseau's resignation. The Ottawa Senators are in the middle of a riveting push to the playoffs and look to pick up a crucial 2 points against Pittsburgh on home ice.
Ben's got plenty of time here to get back in this game.
There's Jordan spins, feeds that down to Stutzler with a shot. Rebound score! Batherson's got 2 and the game is...
And Drake Batherson tied the game at 3 in the third. The game then went on to overtime, where it was back and forth, a fair but The Penguins pulled out the 4-3 shootout victory. The single point was enough to push them out of a playoff spot. Next up is a date with Tampa Bay Saturday afternoon. Ottawa OPP Constable Brendan Macy was among 31 Canadians honored for bravery at Rideau Hall.
Your Excellencies, Constable Pacey.
In 2022, Constable Pacey helped rescue a man in distress. Stittsville's James Whitting was also honored for rescuing a man and his dog who had fallen through thin ice. These are among Canada's highest civilian honors. Absolutely incredible. And we do have your weather picture for today, so we want to show you that. This is our weather picture sent to us from Sandra. She said, I saw this beautiful sky at 3 a.m. this morning between Perth and Carleton Place. Absolutely stunning photo, and thank you so much for sending that in.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating, just box me up.
And of course, we love seeing your weather pictures, and you can be featured right here on the show. All you have to do is send us an email, weathershots@ctv.ca. Again, that email address is weathershots@ctv.ca. And for your Friday forecast, it is a very cold one out there. -9 currently in Ottawa. Factor in the wind chill. Feels closer to -19 this hour in the city. It feels like -23 out in the valley. So cold conditions in the minus double digits for everyone across the region is how temperatures feel this hour. We saw some clouds this morning, but right now we're seeing that sunshine, and we will continue to see mainly sunny skies throughout most of your Friday forecast. Won't warm things up too much. And then as we head into tomorrow afternoon, this is around 1 p.m. tomorrow, we could see some light scattered flurries. Most of the snow will stay to the north of us. However, Sunday morning, we could see a few more flurries in the forecast before temperatures warm up. It's been a bit of a windy overnight and windy early morning. We're seeing northwest winds gusting around 20 kilometers an hour. They will come down into your afternoon. And if you are heading off to school today, cold, you still need the winter gear. Yes, the toques are out, the mitts, the winter boots, and the snowsuit still. -3 is your daytime high. Even though it will be nice and sunny, it will be quite cold into the afternoon. And chilly across the region. No real warm spots today. -6 in Bancroft, -5 for the valley. Of course, -3 for us here in the city. Slightly warmer in Kingston area, sitting at 0 for today. -3 in Gatineau, -1 in Montreal. Overnight tonight will stay cold, dropping to -10 into your overnight tonight. Staying chilly for tomorrow. -2 is your daytime high on Saturday. We are expecting those flurries in the forecast. A few more flurries as we head into the early morning hours on Sunday. Staying warm on Sunday, though. Finally, some warmer temperatures. 7 degrees is the high. Then we will head to the double digits on Monday. Next week is looking nice and warm. The only overnight low that's cold is overnight on Monday.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business.
And here's a live look at your time saver traffic this morning. Your traffic, of course, we do have a collision 417 on westbound that has been cleared. Still some slowdowns in that area, but for the most part, traffic is moving well in this Friday. No other major issues or delays to report. Of course, traffic is looking fairly decent this hour. And of course, it is Friday, which means new movies in theaters and at home. And Matt Damaris, Mr. Hollywood, is here to tell us what we can expect this weekend. And I hear you have some ones that I'm going to love.
Yeah, well, you know what? Kiddos, by the way, we'll have to wait one more week for the new Super Mario.
Oh, so excited.
This is all about the adults. And yeah, some of your favorite genres, including a little horror, action, comedy. It's called They Will Kill You.
All right, give us the details on this.
So this is a movie that there's a little more to it than meets the eye, and I won't go into spoilers here. But if you like action with a lot of blood and guts, because that's what you're going to get here. But they've also tinged it with humor, as I mentioned.
I was going to say, is this like silly horror? You know, when there's like a bit of comedy in there.
Absolutely, yeah. They amp it up quite a bit. But you got Zazie Beetz there, and boy does she go for it. This is a blast. It's kind of giddy. And like I said, the unapologetic gore. It may get a little tedious towards the end.
Okay.
But it is a good time. I enjoyed this a little bit more than I thought I would.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Love it. Won't be watching that, but I'm glad you brought it for our viewers. They might like the gore and the fun stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Not so much. I get scared.
Our next one, okay, get ready for this one. It's a French film called Alpha.
A throne from which I'm told all history does unfold. Down here it's made of a wooden wire. and my body is on fire, and God is never far away.
Okay, give us the details. This also looks a little creepy.
It is, yeah. Unsettling is a good word for it, but emotionally, it's like a gut punch here. This made a big splash at the Cannes Film Festival, and it's about this kind of troubled 13-year-old girl. She's living with her single mom, but there's an outbreak. This mysterious illness is turning people into marble, like their body turns into actual marble. So it's a bit of an allegory, actually, of the AIDS crisis, a pandemic that happened not too long ago as well. But it is fascinating, a little frustrating at times because it does go in different timelines. But like I said, emotionally, it's going to get you.
Okay.
Intense.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, some good ones. And last but not least.
Okay, speaking of intense, here we go. Very timely. It's the AI doc, or How I Became an Apocalyptimist.
Your fear of AI is the collapse of humanity.
Well, not the collapse, the abrupt extermination. There's a difference.
Okay, this also looks a little spooky, maybe?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. True life, real life can get a little intense as well. But you know what? What I liked about this, yes, it's important. Yes, that they show what could happen with AI, artificial intelligence, but it's also hopeful, and that's what I kind of liked about it. They show all the different areas, so it's scary at times, dizzying, but very essential, and they keep it entertaining. You know, they give the information in a way that keeps you engaged, and I think it's a very important watch.
Okay, well, maybe I'll have to watch that one. It is important, as you mentioned, to kind of know what's going on with AI.
Yeah.
And it can be a good thing, but it can also be a little bit freaky at the same
Absolutely,
time.
where it's headed, yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, it is spring cleaning week this week on Your Morning Ottawa, and you brought us some great spring cleaning movies.
I did, yeah. There's some great movies out there with a cleaning theme, if you will.
I love that.
I love Cinderella, by the way.
Such a good one. My daughter loves this old classic one.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
right.
Good.
The 50, yeah, you can find that obviously on Disney+. Made in Manhattan with J-Lo, remember?
Such a good one. I also love that. Classic.
Yeah, classic here. And Sunshine Clean, this is a bit of a gem.
It's about
two sisters who have an unconventional cleaning job where they clean up crime scenes. But it's very good on Crave. You can find that. Mrs. Doubtfire?
Another classic.
I just picture Robin Williams with the vacuum doing the dance.
That's the iconic scene, right?
Absolutely. I would love to put that song on when I clean. But how about Mary Poppins?
Oh, yes. These are some great, because this is my type of movies.
There you go.
You know, the kid movies, the rom-coms with Made in Manhattan.
I did it for you, Melissa.
Thank you. I appreciate it. At least there's something that I can watch this weekend. Thank you so much for joining us today, and some great movies to watch today, because it is going to be a cold one, so you might want to stay inside and watch some good flicks.
Yeah, a little chilly this morning.
It'll be nice on Sunday, don't worry. Well, there is a new program aimed at identifying emerging soccer talent by removing financial and structural barriers. It is launching, and we're going to tell you how you can access it after the break. Our guest is standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Here's a live look for Centennial Glass Skycam this morning, and yes, a chilly one with the wind chill. Feels closer to -19 this hour, so bundle up and stay warm on your Friday. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 7:14. A new initiative launches this weekend designed to remove barriers and expand access to high-quality soccer opportunities for youth across Ottawa. Joining us today is Taylor Benjamin, founder and director of Inspire the Great Canada. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, tell us more about this. This sounds like an incredible opportunity for so many people.
Okay, so this is an initiative called City Links. This is a collaborative effort between myself and my company, my not-for-profit, which is Inspire the Great Canada, and Ottawa City Soccer Club.
Yeah.
It's essentially an effort to identify talent within the city without putting them at risk of the traditional barriers that they normally encounter when dealing with the pay-to-play model for soccer.
Tell us about some of those barriers that some families may experience if they're trying to get involved in soccer.
Well, I think the first thing, I think the prerequisite to equity is access, and the prerequisite to that is awareness. So half the time it comes down to awareness. Are people aware of what's available to them, the resources? And I think that's really where we start. The major challenge outside of the financial matters are usually awareness. So something unique about the City Links program is we go to the people.
Okay. And tell us more about the City Links program, because it sounds like just such an amazing opportunity for so many.
Okay. Okay, so the City Links program, we're starting it off with this kickoff event. March 28th, tomorrow, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. We'll be doing it at the Ottawa Senators Dome, the Mega Dome in Canada, or Stittsville rather. And this event is the kickoff, which we're hoping to create something much larger, an ecosystem. So we're having this kickoff event as an identification process to identify individuals, to offer subsidies to them, essentially scholarships for registration, for free registration.
Wow.
And that will spin into something much larger, we're hoping, where we create an ecosystem itself with volunteer opportunities, professional development, jobs, and the list goes on.
Can you tell us more what will be happening at the kickoff event tomorrow night?
Oh, I love that question. Thank you. So tomorrow we'll start off. Players will be issued T-shirts. They'll get drinks, snacks, and then we'll be starting off with essentially small-sided games, drills. We'll be assessing them that way, and then we'll progress on to full-on scrimmages so we can identify some talented individuals, not just for a competitive stream, but also for the recreational stream as well.
And how can people register? Because I think register is at capacity, but there's a wait list, right?
Yes. So, great question. They can register. We can register online. I've shared out a link. There's also a QR code, so they can do that through Instagram or social media and scan that QR code. They can register. Because we're at capacity now, we're creating a wait list, which will allow us to reach out to individuals with these next coming events. So we will be having pop-ups in the community, which will allow us to access more individuals, identify more talent, and then funnel those individuals into our programming itself.
Are you really hoping to have soccer more accessible for just so many other families who maybe can't afford it or just wouldn't have been exposed to it otherwise?
Yes, that's exactly it. We're trying to create awareness, number one. We're trying to create accessibility. Through that awareness and visibility, we're also looking for funders and individuals who are looking to sponsor and support. And then we're really looking to turn the pay-to-play model on its head. This is a big goal, but I think we're capable of achieving it.
Incredible. Well, thank you so much for joining us here today. And again, you can head to the information. It should be on your screen. Thanks again.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Your neighborhood brought to you in part by the Clemo. Choose the Clemo and start living your life your way.
Today we are at North Station and we are continuing our Your Neighborhood right here in Manotick. Meet up in Manotick. I think that speaks for itself. Amanda joins me this morning to talk a little bit about the butchery. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for coming all the way out here.
I am designated meat man. This is the perfect segment for me to be here.
Awesome.
I want to talk about the journey so far because you've had a few years here in Manotick. How did it all go about starting this business?
Yeah, so we've been here for about 4.5 years. It was incredible trying to start a new business during COVID. Obviously, we got delayed a little bit, but no, it was incredible. The support of the community has been great. Small business owners out here are very supportive of each other, so it's been amazing.
Especially when you think about that, starting during a really difficult time, and you talk about the community aspect. What was it like having them come support? When you start in a time where it's so difficult to get the business, what did that mean to you as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, it meant a lot. We didn't know how many people would get in the doors to start with, but the day we opened, we had a lineup, and it's just been like that since, so we've been very fortunate.
Well, it's so great. Even when you come in, you feel that sense of familiarity and family when you come in. And what's kind of the background? What got you into this idea to start with?
Yeah, for sure. So I worked in restaurants for quite a while, maybe 16 or 17 years. And then I've always liked doing whole animal butchery in the restaurants. And then during COVID, I worked at a butcher shop and I figured that's what I actually wanted to do.
Well, it's going very well so far. And a very important question I have to ask you is, what is your favorite piece of meat?
Favorite piece of meat? Depending on the day, it is very difficult to choose just one, but a whole chicken, wonderful, delicious, or a ribeye is hard to say no to, so,
Both excellent choices.
Yeah.
All right, now it's time to get to the product. We've got Alex, the head butcher, joining me now, and this is what we call Christmas in the Aiello household. And you've actually, way back when, you've served my family for years.
A number of times, yeah.
And we're very particular. I'd love to go through the different types of steaks that we have here, starting over here.
Absolutely. So over here, the classic strip loin, super tender, well marbled, has a little bit of a fat cap on it. Really great on the grill, boneless, in a frying pan too. Medium rare is how you want that. yeah, a classic North American steak.
I love that. And then this is a yellow favorite, the ribeye.
So really similar texture to the strip loin, really nice and tender again, but as you can see, like a bit more marbling, a little more fat to it. Really, really nice. Gonna like cook up great on the grill. They're also well in the frying pan, but really just like that extra fat content when it hits fire gets that awesome like chemical Maillard reaction.
I'm as you're saying that, I'm watering in my mouth. All right, what else you got for us?
So here we have top sirloin medallions and picanha, which is probably the steak I end up taking home the most often. It's a really nice, like, affordable cut, but still tender, probably the 4th or 5th most tender cut on the animal. If you're used to seeing the big top sirloin medallions, or the big top sirloin face steaks, they're huge and can be a little bit unwieldy to cook because there's a big piece of tendon in the middle. But we've taken all that out with the top sirloin medallions, and then picanha is the muscle that sits kind of on top of it. Really popular in Brazilian and Argentinian barbecue, but like still a really, like a nice tender steak, super, super flavorful. You have a really nice fat cap on the picanha that gets really nice and crispy on the grill.
Does he know his stuff or does he know his stuff? All right, finally, what's the last platter over here?
So this is sort of a new thing for butchery. We have all of your chuck cuts. So we have Delmonico's, Denver's, and then the chuck roast. The Delmonico's are going to be an extension of that ribeye muscle into the shoulder. So not quite as tender as a ribeye, but has that a very similar ribeye flavor with even like cranked up a little bit. And then a little bit of a smaller portion, a better portion for like weeknights or if you're trying to save money a little bit. And then the Denver's are going to kind of on top of that. It's kind of a newer cut for butchery. It's really similar to like a flank steak or a bavette steak. Takes marinades really well, really good cooked to medium, sliced thin against the grain, really well marbled. Yeah, and then the chuck is a classic pot roast, low and slow. Take your time with it.
I love that too, and some of these steaks are the more affordable that people can have right there. If they still want to enjoy the meat, but just at a smaller price.
Absolutely, yeah.
Alex, you're the man. Before I let you go, Amanda chose hers. It was the ribeye and the whole chicken. Which one is the Alex cut?
I really got to go with either sausages or the Delmonico's. The Delmonico's are awesome.
Oh my! Thanks for having me stop by, my friend.
Your neighborhood brought to you in part by the Clemo. Choose the Clemo and start living your life your way.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Ringette Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend returns May 23rd and 24th, and it's never too early to join Canada's biggest running celebration. From the full and the half marathons to the 10K, the 5K, and the 2K, there's a distance for everyone. Register early to save on fees, jumpstart your training, and get ahead on fundraising in the Desjardins Charity Challenge. Join thousands at the start line and be a part of something amazing. Visit runottawa.ca for more information.
Happy Friday. We have made it to the end of the work week. I am Melissa Lamb. Both Rosie and Will are still away for today. And we begin with your news headlines this morning. The Ontario government has tabled its spring budget, and Premier Doug Ford's Conservatives are expecting to carry another deficit. The spending plan predicts a funding shortfall of $12.3 billion this fiscal year, then $13.8 billion the next. Finance Minister Peter Bethlenfalvy on delaying a surplus for a third year in a row.
Of course, I'd prefer to have a smaller deficit. I'd prefer to balance sooner, but we have to live in the world we're in. Our plan is cautious where it must be and ambitious where it should be.
Some of the measures in the budget include cutting the small business corporate income tax from the current rate of 3.2% to 2.2%, and $1.1 billion in new funding for hospitals. And here in Ottawa, the latest report for a city committee shows OC Transpo's deficit keeps rising. OC Transpo was $52 million in the red in 2025. That's up significantly from 2024, when the deficit was $25 million. The deficit was largely due to a lack of funding from upper levels of government. There's also a drop in ridership this year, which comes as OC Transpo cancels hundreds of bus trips a week and runs single car service on the LRT due to issues with the axles. An Ottawa woman is in a battle with her insurance company after her vehicle was stolen and used in a recent smash and grab. The crime was caught on camera, and the owner of the vehicle is frustrated to learn her car is considered a write-off. Gail Robertson says after her vehicle was recovered, it was moved without her being informed. Weeks later, she found the car at an auto shop where it was deemed a total loss, and therefore her insurance won't pay for repairs.
Which I need an explanation for, because it just did not appear to be a total loss to me. It just appeared to be very minor damage. And when they drove it through the window, when the cops got there, it was still running.
In a statement, Intact Insurance tells CTV News it's focused on reaching a timely resolution and is covering the car rental fees. A positive update on the cyclist that was struck in the Alta Vista area yesterday morning. The victim's condition has been upgraded to serious but stable, and while police continue to investigate, advocates say segregated cycling infrastructure could have helped.
In this particular case, if the person had fallen in a segregated bike lane, for example, they would have fallen away from traffic.
This happened around 6:15 a.m. near Pleasant Park Road and Hague Drive. Police are asking for any witnesses to come forward and speak with investigators. A memorial continues to grow at the scene in Barhaven, where a crossing guard was struck and killed earlier this week. Several bouquets of flowers have been placed at the intersection of Cedarview Road and Kenneville Drive. 55-year-old Peter Clark died after he was hit by a vehicle while on duty Monday morning. 19-year-old Xander Wright is charged with failing to stop after an accident resulting in death. He's due to appear in court again today. Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada isn't done yet after it's hitting NATO's 2% spending target.
Over the next decade, Canada will unleash $500 billion. I'll repeat, $500 billion in defense and defense-related investment.
Prime Minister Carney was speaking yesterday after announcing $3 billion in new infrastructure and defense spending for Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. Even after spending more than $60 billion on defense last year, Canada's military remains short about 15,000 soldiers. Looking ahead, Canada will need to spend more to meet NATO's new target of 5% of GDP. Supreme Court deliberations will now begin on Quebec's secularism law. The federal and provincial governments were among 61 parties that submitted arguments over 4 days. Bill 21 bans some public sector workers from wearing religious symbols on the job. Quebec invoked the notwithstanding clause to protect the bill. The clause allows governments to override the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Transgender women athletes are excluded from the Olympics, a new policy that aligns with Donald Trump's executive order on women's sports ahead of the 2028 LA Games.
I really believe that this policy is foundationally based in science, and it's been led by medical experts, and it's been done with the best interests of athletes right at the heart.
The IOC says eligibility for any female category event at the Olympic Games or any IOC event is now limited to biological females determined by a one-time genetic screening test. It's unclear how many, if any, transgender women are competing at an Olympic level. An adorable little monkey who stole the hearts with his little plush orangutan is settling well in a zoo in Japan. Zookeepers say Punch is gradually integrating with other Japanese macaques, actively approaching them and trying to communicate. The little guy gained a huge online following after his mother abandoned him. He was given a toy for comfort. He's brought so many people to that zoo that they now need rules for crowd control. And of course, we're so happy to see Punch, the little monkey, doing well in his new environment. And no wonder he is drawing so many crowds. He is absolutely adorable. Look at him go. So sweet. That's your cute animal video for today. Of course, we always need a cute animal video, especially on a Friday, and especially when I'm going to deliver the bad news about the forecast now, since it is quite cold out there to start off your Friday. Unfortunately, it just keeps on getting colder and colder and colder. Right now, -11 here in the city. Earlier, we were sitting at -7. Factor in the wind chill in Ottawa, feels like -22 this hour. So very cold start to your morning and cold across the region. -23 in the valley this morning, -14 throughout most of the rest of the region. So cold regardless of where you are in the area today. A few clouds out there early this morning, but now we're seeing sunshine. It won't really warm temperatures up too much into the afternoon. Warmer than where we're sitting right now, of course, but not overly warm. Into your day tomorrow, we could see some flurries in the afternoon, sometime after noon hour. Won't last too long and not a lot of accumulation. We could see a few more scattered flurries early Sunday morning. So a chance of a few scattered flurries in through your weekend forecast. It will be cold on Saturday, but warming up on Sunday. And today for your recess forecast, yes, kids, dress warm. Hopefully the winter gear isn't packed away just yet, because you will need it into the afternoon. Temperatures hovering around -6 throughout most of the day, reaching a high of -3 late this afternoon. But the sun will be shining across the region. -5 is your high in the valley, -6 in Bancroft, -3 for Cornwall today, -5 in Petawawa, -3 as well over in Gatineau. So here's a look at the next 7 days. Staying cold tonight, dropping to -10. Tomorrow, -2 is the high, so a little bit cold for Saturday, but then Sunday warming up to a high of 7 degrees. So nice temperatures that we can get outside and enjoy. Then double digits on Monday, lots of sunshine. Still cold overnight Monday as temps fall then to -7, but warming up on Tuesday. And there are more double digit temperatures as we head into the end of next week. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your traffic this hour, and it's looking pretty good. We're not seeing any major issues east to west. Traffic is actually fairly light this hour. We have pretty light volume east to west, and things are still moving fairly decently this hour.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
Will got a chance to visit the owners of Collective Movement ahead of a special class and event they're hosting this weekend.
Welcome to Collective Movement, everybody. We are going to be highlighting an event that's happening this weekend. We got Sarah to talk all about it. Good morning to you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. This is such a great collaboration. Tell me a little bit about the event that's taking place this weekend.
So we are hosting a Step, Sweat, and Socialize event. So you're going to start with a 50-minute signature step class hosted by Mandy, the owner of Collective Movement. And then we'll move into a social hour that'll include some local vendors. You'll get to shop around, sip your coffee or matcha, and you'll leave with some goodies.
And you know that everyone comes to these classes, loves to indulge in a little bit of shopping, and of course the matcha or coffee. What kind of brought this idea together?
So I love to host events at different studios, different spaces throughout the city, and I thought the Collective Movement would be a great place to host. And I also wanted to work in collaboration with Soma Atelier to get some goodies for people to head out with.
Yeah, so if you do come this weekend, we'll give you a little sneak peek about some of the items you'll be picking up.
So we have our tote bag here. So this is an event-exclusive tote bag. It's from Soma Atelier, Form and Function Collective, and then Collective Movement down here. And then we'll also be adding on a studio pouch that everyone will come in with, and you'll also have some goodies in there to leave with as well.
And you know, it's so great getting people moving. Like, why do you think it's so important to get a community together to do something like this?
So I love to gather people with events, different stuff like that, so that we can also have that social aspect where people can meet new people, make new friends, and then head out with more than just coming in for that workout itself.
I love that. Speaking of working out, I think I got my shoes on. What do you think?
Let's go.
Okay, we are officially in the studio, and now that I have my proper attire on, Mandy's going to run us through what people can expect this weekend.
Yeah, so we're doing our signature step class. I like to call it Sunday Special, so it's a little bigger, a little louder, a little more fun. And I'm going to run you through a couple of my favorite steps.
Okay.
But first, I'm going to have you put your foot on the step first and just wiggle it around. Make sure it's not going to go anywhere. Perfect. Safety first. And then I'm going to teach you the two most basic steps. Okay? The basic and the V step. We're going to start on the right foot. We go up and down. That's your basic. And then we go out a little wider. Back into center. That's your V. We're going to do everything on the left. Up, down, wide. Good. Do you feel like you can do it a little faster?
I think so.
Okay, great.
Sorry, I hope so.
All right. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left side. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it.
Whew, all right, that's good. And what happens is you just like increase the tempo throughout those two movements?
No.
Oh, okay, we stay. Okay, so I'm in my safe zone. Okay.
This is the teaser. Do you want to learn a couple more?
Let's do a couple more. Yeah.
Okay, so this one's one of my favorites. It's called the step knee.
Okay.
And we're gonna go step, knee, back down, step, knee, back down. And the reason I love this is because you can do a whole bunch of different things with it, right? You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or maybe you turn it into a little curl. Little hamstring.
Oh, you can add a little flavor in there. Yeah, okay, I like it.
You want to do the curl?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2,
Oh, another
3,
curl.
4,
I screwed up.
5, 6. There it is. So if you combine those two, let's say we want to do all the right and then all the left.
Yep.
We go basic, V, and then we got to go step curl all the way to your left side. And then we got to go basic, V on the left foot, all the way to the right side. Make sense?
I like it.
Okay, you want to try?
Are we putting all of it together
We
or
sure
just
are.
those? Okay.
Just those, just those.
Oh, just those, okay.
So basic V, step curl, basic V, step curl.
Okay, let's do it. I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Step curl, back down, other side. Now we're gonna go with the left. Up, wide,
Oh, crap.
step curl, step curl. So, I mean, it's hard because you don't have a number of chances here, but you'll
Right.
learn as you go in the class.
Yeah, I think it's so fun too, getting people moving. In the three of us right now, we're having a blast. It's just the three of us in here doing this. A quick reminder for people coming this weekend about the event, the details.
Yeah, so it's on Sunday, it starts at noon, and you will do a class here, 55 minutes, I don't know, I'm a talker, sometimes it goes a little long. And then you'll have the shopping experience and the free coffee or the latte, and the little grab bags at the end, and then you get to go enjoy the rest of your Sunday. So you'll be here for a couple hours, you'll meet some people, you'll have some fun, and then you get to go enjoy the rest of your weekend.
I love it. Okay, well, thanks to the two of you for talking about this weekend and bringing me here. What do we say we ended out with another step move?
All right, right side.
Right side.
Basic V, step curl.
Done.
3, 2, 1. Basic. Wide. This side, step curl. Step curl.
Yeah!
Amazing job, Will. Love to see it. Well, coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, we are checking out 3 of Ottawa's hottest properties. The Walker Group will join us this week with our Hot Property segment. Our guest is standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Here's the live look through Centennial Glass Sky Cam this morning. It looks nice and sunny and it looks so warm out there. However, it is not. With the wind chill this hour, feels like it's minus 23. So keep that in mind before you head outdoors on this chilly Friday morning. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 7:44. And it is Friday, and it is time to check out some of Ottawa's hottest properties on the market right now. Carl Brunet is here from the Walker Group, and we are starting with a great place that you can find right now in Riverside South. So good morning to you.
Hi, Melissa. How are you?
I'm so great, and I love when you guys come in because you always have the hottest properties, and I love to see what's out there. Tell us about this first one we're seeing in Riverside South.
Yeah, so 119 Canby Road, Riverside South. This one's backing onto a school, so no rear neighbors. 4 bedrooms upstairs. Finished basement. It's got a lot of good amenities, good builder, listed at 1.124.
Okay.
Great kitchen, super bright open concept upstairs with a loft. And then, yeah, you can see the finished basement, the big wide kitchen with an upgraded, it's called the designer kitchen that they have there. Beautiful, beautiful.
I love a nice kitchen, and I love a white kitchen, so this screams me beautiful finishings.
Super bright as well, yeah. You can really see the details in this house. And then, yeah, it's a beautiful place, beautiful area, Riverside South, booming. Right behind a school. So
and right behind a school, so you have no rear neighbors, that means, which is really, really convenient.
Yeah, and there's a nice, in the backyard, you can't really see it there, but there's a nice deck, there's a shed there, so it's beautiful, beautiful.
So there's some things that have been done in the backyard, but still a lot that you can work with in the backyard as well.
Yeah, of course.
Perfect. Okay, let's move on to our second property, and now we're heading out to Clarence.
Yeah, this is 168 Roxanne, listed at $799. Beautiful, large property. This road all have very nice big lots. This house, brand new kitchen. The sellers decided they wanted a new kitchen, so they really gutted and did the whole new kitchen. Big foyer coming up in the front. It's nice, it's bright, it's your Pinterest perfect home, right?
Absolutely.
Everything is beautiful. The ensuite was also recently redone, and then every room was accent walls here and there. Finished basement. It has these little rooms, 2 extra bedrooms. You can see there, this one's kind of like a guest suite with your Murphy bed. It's got an office there that's also a bedroom, a craft room, and it's it's an L-shaped backyard. Wow. Huge space, big deck in the back. So you saw the office there again. So it's beautiful, quiet, dead-end street in Clarence. Beautiful property.
And really a booming neighborhood at this point, too,
Yes.
because it's not too far away from the city.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of people from the city that
moving out that way.
migrate to Rockland.
Because the price points, I mean,
Correct.
for this, what you're getting,
beautiful
it's
home
incredible.
for $800,000.
And everything, as you mentioned, immaculate inside and Pinterest perfect is what it really looked like.
It's a perfect
All those finishings, I was taking note for myself, so I love that.
It's beautiful.
Okay, our last property we're looking at today, this one's out in Rockland, so similar neighborhood.
Yeah, not too far from one another. This one's 1013 Diamond Street, Clarence, Rockland again. $799,900. Beautiful home. This one actually backs onto a pond. So again, no rear neighbors, and that's southwest facing. So it's very bright in there. Big 1,900 square foot bungalow. 3 bedrooms upstairs. One of them is actually used as an office as we speak, but right there it is. But it can be converted into a bedroom, so making it 3 bedrooms on the main floor, plus walkout basement, and with an additional bedroom there. So you can see that's the second bedroom. That's the washroom for the guests. Walkout basement, gym space. Huge storage space in this home. Huge storage space, so you can store anything you want.
There we see it.
Nook and then there's the pond there in the back. So,
and a nice spacious backyard as well, as you mentioned.
So it's a walkout, so the deck is up on the second level, so you can see the...
So you have an overlooking deck on the second floor. Oh, that is a stunning property as well. And again, these price points are absolutely incredible because you're just moving a little bit away, but I'm blown away with how big Rockland and Clarence really are. All your amenities are there. You don't need to leave.
Exactly. $79.99 for a 1,900 square foot bungalow.
Wow.
You can't find it anywhere else.
Incredible. Well, thank you so much, Carl, for joining us here today.
Thank you
and
for
of course,
having me.
everybody can find those properties on the Walker Group website.
WalkerOttawa.com.
Thank you again so much for joining us here today. And here's a live look at our Centennial Glass Skycam this morning. It looks nice and sunny. It looks warm, but trust me, with the wind chill out there, feeling closer to -23 this hour. So a very cold start to your Friday. Bundle up before heading outside. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 7:52. Time now for your milestone celebrations, and we do have one birthday for tomorrow as we head into Saturday, March 28th, and this is a happy nice birthday to Olivia. This is with love from your mom, your grandma, and your papa. Happy birthday, Olivia. And of course, if you have a milestone celebrating with us, send your birthday announcements. This is for kids turning 13 years old and younger, and for those, of course, turning 100 years or more. Wedding anniversaries as well for those celebrating 50 years or more. All you have to do is send us an email, ottawa.milestones@ctv.ca. We'll be sure to get your announcement on the air. It's Friday, March 27th. Ontario's 2026 budget is here. We'll tell you what's in it for Ottawa.
He's got plenty of time here to get back in this game. There's Jordan Spence, feeds that down to Stutzle with a shot. Did not score!
The Sens pick up a point in a shootout loss to the Pittsburgh Penguins at the Canadian Tire Centre last night. And we're getting good to grow. Our friends from Robert Plant Greenhouses are here to get you ready for gardening very soon. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now. Good morning. Happy Friday. I'm Melissa Lamb. Both Rosie and Will are away for today. And yes, it is a very cold start to your Friday, but we will get to your forecast in a few minutes and tell you when we will see some temperatures into the double digits. First up, your news headlines. And the Ontario government has tabled its spring budget, and Premier Doug Ford's Conservatives are expecting to carry another deficit. The spending plan predicts a funding shortfall of $12.3 billion this fiscal year, then $13.8 billion the next. Finance Minister Peter Bethlenfalvy on delaying a surplus for a third year in a row.
Of course, I'd prefer to have a smaller deficit. I'd prefer to balance sooner, but we have to live in the world we're in. Our plan is cautious where it must be and ambitious where it should be.
Some of the measures in the budget include $1.1 billion for home and community health care services and new investments for developing artificial intelligence and quantum technologies. And here in Ottawa, the latest report for a city committee shows OC Transpo's deficit keeps rising. OC Transpo was $52 million in the red in 2025. That's up significantly from 2024, when the deficit was $25 million. The deficit was largely due to a lack of funding from upper levels of government. There's also a drop in ridership this year, which comes as OC Transpo cancels hundreds of bus trips a week and runs single car service on the LRT due to issues with the axles. An Ottawa woman is in a battle with her insurance company after her vehicle was stolen and used in a recent smash and grab. The crime was caught on camera, and the owner of the vehicle is frustrated to learn her car is considered a write-off. Gail Robertson says after her vehicle was recovered, it was moved without her being informed. Weeks later, she found the car in an auto shop where it was deemed a total loss, and therefore her insurance won't pay for repairs.
Which I need an explanation for, because it just did not appear to be a total loss to me. It just appeared to be very minor damage. And when they drove it through the window, when the cops got there, it was still running.
In a statement, Intact Insurance tells CTV News it's focused on reaching a timely resolution and is covering the car rental fees. A positive update on the cyclist that was struck in the Alta Vista area yesterday morning. The victim's condition has been upgraded to serious but stable, and while police continue to investigate, advocates say segregated cycling infrastructure could have helped.
In this particular case, if the person had fallen in a segregated bike lane, for example, they would have fallen away from traffic.
This happened around 6:15 a.m. near Pleasant Park Road and Hague Drive. Police are asking for any witnesses to come forward and speak with investigators. A memorial continues to grow at the scene in Barhaven, where a crossing guard was struck and killed earlier this week. Several bouquets of flowers have been placed at the intersection of Cedarview Road and Kenneville Drive. 55-year-old Peter Clark died after he was hit by a vehicle while on duty Monday morning. 19-year-old Xander Wright is charged with failing to stop after an accident resulting in death. He's due to appear in court again today. The bodies of two Canadian pilots have been returned to Canada after the fatal crash at LaGuardia Airport. Captain Antoine Foray and First Officer Mackenzie Gunther were killed Sunday night when their plane crashed into a fire truck on the runway. A repatriation ceremony was held yesterday at Newark Airport. Gunther's body was returned to Ottawa, and the plane carrying Foray's casket landed in Montreal yesterday. And Air Canada's CEO has now apologized after facing criticism over his message of condolence, which was only delivered in English. In his latest statement, Michael Russo says he is deeply saddened that his inability to speak French has diverted attention from the profound grief of the families and the great resilience of Air Canada's employees. Russo goes on to say that despite many lessons over several years, he's still unable to express himself adequately in French. He wrote, "I sincerely apologize for this, but I'm continuing my efforts to improve." Quebec lawmakers voted unanimously in favor of demanding Russo's resignation. U.S. President Donald Trump is once again airing his disappointment over lack of support from NATO.
We'll come to their rescue, but they will never come to ours. And I want you to remember that we said this. They didn't come to our rescue.
Speaking during a cabinet meeting at the White House, Trump said he has long viewed NATO as a, quote, paper tiger, arguing that while the United States consistently defends its allies, the commitment has not been reciprocated. U.S. President Donald Trump does, however, appear to be hopeful that a deal to end the war is possible. He's now extended the deadline for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz by 10 days threatening to bomb crucial power plants if Iran does not comply. Iran denies any talks have been held, but acknowledges it has been trading messages with the U.S. through Pakistan. The Ottawa Senators are in the middle of a riveting push to the playoffs and look to pick up a crucial 2 points against Pittsburgh on home ice.
Ben's got plenty of time here to get back in this game. There's Jordan Spence, feeds that down to Stutzla with a shot. Rebound, score!
Drake Batherson tied the game at 3 in the third. The game went on to overtime where it was back and forth affair, but the Penguins pulled out the 4-3 shootout victory. The single point was enough to push them out of a playoff spot. Next up is a date with Tampa Bay Saturday afternoon. Of course, we're all cheering for the Sens go, as they look to hopefully make the playoffs this season. And it definitely feels like hockey season is still here with the conditions today as we're dealing with very cold temperatures this morning. Doesn't it all feel like spring is near? But we will see better temperatures as we head towards the end of the weekend. We are sitting at -11 this hour here in the city without the wind chill, and with that wind chill, feels closer to -22, and you can see cold across the region. -22 is how it feels in the valley, -15 in Montreal, -14 in Cornwall this morning. So we are seeing sunshine. At least it's nice and sunny out there, even though it will be cold throughout the remainder of your Friday forecast. As we head into tomorrow morning, nice and sunny to start off your Saturday. Then into the late afternoon, we could see some scattered flurries. Nothing that will last too long. You'll see it'll be done by evening time. Just a few scattered flurries if we see any at all tomorrow afternoon, and a few more Sunday morning. But other than that, temperatures still staying cold today, tomorrow, but it will warm up as we head into Sunday. -3 is the high for this afternoon. We'll feel closer to -6, -8 with that wind chill. -5 out in the valley, -6 in Bancroft. Warmer in Trenton, Kingston, sitting at 0 for today, but still below seasonal. -3 is your daytime high over in Gatineau. Overnight tonight, staying cold. -10 is the low as we head into tomorrow, staying chilly. -2 is your high for Saturday. Again, those flurries in the late afternoon. -7 is the low. Sunday, that's when things will warm up. Finally, a high of 7 degrees, so a little bit above seasonal as we head into Sunday. And next week is looking great. We will see double-digit temperatures on Monday. Still cold overnight Monday, but after Monday night, overnight lows will even be quite warm, and we will see more double-digit temps on the way for Thursday. On your drive in, so far so good. We did have an early morning collision that has been cleared. Otherwise, traffic is looking decent on the highways. Lighter volume than normal on this Friday. Still a little heavy, as you could see, Richmond in through Pinecrest this hour, but still moving, so not overly awful this hour on your drive in. And the good news is we are collision free. And coming up next on your Morning Ottawa, look at this. We're getting good to grow. I can't wait for that. Colin Matassa is back to take your gardening questions. He's up next and has some beautiful blooms for us to enjoy. Here's a live look for Centennial Glass Sky Cam this morning. No flowers outside on the ground just yet, and that's because it's cold. With the wind chill, feels like -22. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 8:09.
Today's snow report brought to you by Calabogie Peaks. Play outside at Calabogie Peaks, the big mountain close to home.
And here are your ski conditions for today. Over at Calabogie Peaks, they have all of their lifts open and still 20 of their 26 runs. Elsewhere on the hills, 2 lifts are open over at Bourlache. Camp Fortune has 15 runs. You can find 21 runs at Edelweiss, and Mocascat has 2 of their 6 lifts open.
Hi from the Peaks. Come play where big days make big smiles. We get an A+ for adventure. Calabogie.com.
Hello there, Kara Wagland in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. And for it, we'll head to the National Hockey League for this one. As the Wild were taking on the Panthers, Minnesota on the power play. Loose puck goes to Marcus Johansson. But Danil Tarasov robs him of the goal. The Panthers' backup goalie, sprawling with the pad stop, smothers the rebound. One of his 47 saves from this one as he earns our must-see moment from Thursday. And coming up today on TSN, we got a full day of March Madness action for you. It's the men and women's Sweet 16. It all gets underway at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, right across your TSN network. That's all for now from Sports Center. Have a great day.
Well, it may not feel like spring outside today with the wind chill feeling closer to -22, but guess what? It is time to get good to grow. We are so excited to have Colin Matassa back from Robert Plante Greenhouses, of course, taking all your gardening questions. Obviously, with the snow and the cold conditions, a little too early to get outside, but there's lots you could do inside.
For sure, and Easter is next week. It's coming up so fast. We've got an absolutely great selection of Easter plants. Things like Easter hydrangeas. This is a classic for Easter. They come in blue, pink, white. This is a gorgeous one. They come in different sizes. These are going to last much longer than cut flowers, so they're a fantastic blooming option for Easter.
It's such a great
Just
option.
remember to keep them watered because they are pretty thirsty plants.
So I was going to ask, are they hard to take care of?
No, as long as you water it, check it every couple of days, give it some water, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. And how long will it last for?
It'll last several weeks. You could even keep it all the way until springtime. You could plant it in the ground after if you want as well.
So you can move it and bring it outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of Easter, you have more of them for us.
These little guys
bunnies.
here, we've got tons of cute little arrangements, little table centerpieces, great little gift ideas, such cute ones. This is just a small sample. We have 30,000 feet of greenhouses that are open to the public every day, so there's tons of options. And with spring here, it doesn't feel like it this morning, but you may want to start bringing some more color indoors with houseplants. We've got tons of beautiful houseplants, especially some blooming ones like calla lilies, cyclamen. They're great blooming options, and other houseplants that can help purify the air in the house, especially as springtime coming around. Lots of different houseplants like palms, pothos, snake plants, spider plants, great ones to help purify the air.
Yeah, we have snake plants in every room of our house to help purify the air, and they're so easy to take care of.
They're very,
you never
very
have to
easy.
water them. Like,
exactly.
I swear we probably water it once a month. Does that make sense?
Yeah, if it's a big enough one, they like to go really, really dry.
And mainly we forget about it, and then my son reminds us, like, we got to water that. And they're still alive, so they're doing well, which I love.
Another thing to think of, spring cleaning. People tend to think of spring cleaning their house, but you have to spring clean your houseplants as well. Grab some of the black soap. This is going to be your best friend. You mix a little bit of this with water and wash down all the leaves. It'll get rid of all the dust, all the toxins. It'll make the plant absorb more light, and it helps to prevent for pests and bugs as well.
So now is a time. About that.
Yeah.
I take a little duster to it, so that would make sense to do this.
This will help a lot for sure.
And make them a bit greener because they do get a little dusty after they've been kind of sitting out for a long time.
Yep, and while you're doing this, you can also start increasing your fertilizer for houseplants. We've got lots of different options. Seaweed fertilizer, that is absolutely excellent. With springtime, your plants are going to start to grow a lot more, so you want to start increasing your fertilizer on all of your houseplants and other plants as well.
Okay, I saw you brought some little gardening seeds in here as well.
Springtime, people start thinking of their gardens. You can start starting your seeds indoors. We've got the best selection of seeds, as well as all your seed starting supplies, all the soil and other supplies that you need as well. It's a perfect time to start growing them for your garden now.
Your vegetables. And is it recommended to start them inside before bringing them outside, or does
It'll give them a good head start, yes.
Oh, yeah?
You can start lots of herbs, vegetables, tomatoes. If you start them inside now and then you transplant them outside after, they'll just have a head start for sure.
They'll have a little bit of a head start. So maybe some early vegetables, which I
love.
Some cute little rosebuds here as well.
This is the Rose Aroma Rose. It smells absolutely incredible, perfect for indoors. And right to your right here, lots of other beautiful blooming plants too, like the Stephanotis. We also have the beautiful Easter lilies. That's another classic.
Are these ones over here?
Exactly. Yeah, those smell great indoors too.
Those are beautiful.
And they're going to be in bloom right in time for Easter.
Those ones you have to be careful you don't get that yellow on your nose, right?
Yeah,
the middle,
exactly.
The middle of the flower. And then you have more hydrangeas over here as
We've got tons and tons of hydrangeas in the greenhouse. And the beautiful ranunculus that you see in front here.
Is this one here?
Yeah, it's a beautiful classic one for the springtime as well.
Kind of like a version of a rose. Would that make sense?
Yeah, it looks very, very neat.
But it's not quite a rose?
Yeah.
Okay, and tell us about your design center.
Yes, I do want to mention that our design center is going to be opening on April 6th. We're going to be offering all sorts of landscape consultations, whether you're just looking for ideas or you're looking to do a full landscaping interlock. Everything that you can think of. You can book your consultations online now for April 6th. You can just head over to our website.
So that really helps out as well, because if you're not sure which flowers should go where in your house,
we can help you with all of that and do the full install as well.
The full install, oh my goodness, absolutely incredible. And lots of time to do some Easter shopping right now as well at River
Absolutely.
Pond.
For sure.
And what would you recommend? What are your favorites over here?
My personal favorite is the cyclamen.
It
has such beautiful blooms indoors and really interesting leaves as well. So that's a classic that you cannot go wrong with. My top second pick is going to be this one here. This is called Madagascar jasmine, also known as stephanotis. It has beautiful blooms. It blooms all year.
Oh, really?
And is very, very easy to take care of.
Okay, and I just love these little, I'm going to pick one up if I can manage here. These little Easter baskets. I mean, this is such a cute option if you're going to someone who's hosting Easter.
Yeah.
Bring in this cute little bloom, and it's in the little pot. Absolutely adorable.
Exactly.
And of course, you guys are open all the time, basically,
Yeah, we're
right?
even open all Easter weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, even the Monday.
Okay.
So you can come by anytime to pick any of this up.
Oh, perfect. On your way to Easter dinner, you can pick up a plant. Thank you so much, Colin, for joining us. And you'll be back now weekly. So if you have those questions, get them into us. You can find us online on Your Morning Ottawa at CTV.ca, or you can visit Robert Plant at robertplantgreenhouses.com. And of course, we are getting ready for your spring cleaning week, and today we're talking about everything you do to organize your home. And we have Jocelyn here this morning, who is helping us organize our clutter. Should you donate it or should you not? Jocelyn Taylor is here from Pop Closets to help us organize our home. Good morning to you.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Okay, thank you so much for coming in. I need this, so it's perfect timing for me because you're going to have some great tips for us. First of all, tell us about what you do in Pop Closets.
Yeah, so we kind of are full-service home organizers, and we go into people's houses, help them organize and declutter and get rid of all the stuff that they don't need anymore, and make their homes have systems that are easy to maintain.
Oh, I love that. I love that it's a service, because sometimes we're just not good at doing it.
And you just don't have the time,
Yes,
right? Like that's the
it.
other thing too, is that it's time consuming, and so people just don't have the time to do it.
It's like my weekends. I just don't feel like organizing because it's not something I
fun.
like to do.
Exactly.
No. Okay, tell us about some of the things you have. You talk about the 3-second rule.
Yeah, so this 3-second rule for decluttering is sometimes we put, we kind of make up reasons that we need to keep things in our heads.
Right.
So if you can make a decision really, really quickly, like, the shoes, you put them on, every time you put them on, they pinch.
Yeah.
It's time to let them go, right? So it's those kinds of decisions that are just really quick and easier and kind of ongoing, rather than trying to do a huge declutter purge at one time.
I love that. I was telling you that I've had these clothes that I've held on to. I call them like my before kids clothes. And it's not that I've changed so much. It's just like my rib cage is bigger and I can't fit to things that I used to.
And things just don't fit the same way anymore.
And
so it's
I've
like
been holding on, hoping, and it's just not happening.
It's just time to let it go. It's okay.
And you know what? You let go and you feel so much better.
So much better, exactly. And then you make room for more things too, right? And like the new things and feeling better in yourself and getting dressed every day makes it so much
I have
easier.
a hole in my closet that I gotta fill.
Yeah.
All
or
right.
you're not.
Or not, yes.
So one of the other things I was going to talk about is that negative space, and leaving room for that negative space so that you don't feel like you're having too much clutter all the time. So on your shelves, have a little space that is clear.
Okay.
In your closet, you should be able to move things smoothly in between clothing so that you can find what you need.
I can now, but I wasn't able to before.
Exactly. So it's an important thing because it just helps you kind of feel fresher and feel easier
too, right? When you're trying to find something, you don't have to like jam it in there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about what we're going to do here today because you have a little game for us.
Yeah. So what I brought is some things that are common clutter culprits. Things like your cords. What do we do with those? Quick decisions. We have a million of these. What are we going to do with them? Do we really need them all?
I would say no.
No. So we're going to send them to the recycle.
Recycle.
Right?
Okay.
If they're very common cords, then you can obviously donate them because they're things that people would be able to use again. But for some of those ones that are like 10-year-old technology, it's just,
Sometimes
send it to the e-waste.
I don't even know what it was used for because it wasn't labeled. Do I even still have the item?
You don't even have the item anymore.
Probably
it's
not.
time to let it go.
Time to let it go.
And
okay,
then one of the other things that we talked about earlier, the shoes that pinch every time you wear them.
I would donate those.
Absolutely.
Because
so it's
they may pinch me, but they may fit for someone else.
Exactly.
I love that. Okay.
Okay. Another one is Tupperware with no lids, or like lids without bottoms.
Yes. Recycle?
Absolutely.
Yes, we can recycle that.
And then another thing that we have is all the little bits that come in when you build furniture.
Right.
So what do we do with this? Do we keep it?
Well, I tend to keep them, but I feel like I should get rid of them maybe.
I think, it really depends on what it is. If it's a very versatile thing, like something like this, maybe we would keep that.
I look, I'm like, I could use that for so many different things.
Exactly. So, but then if it's just like the average screw or like an Allen key, It's probably time. You just let it go.
You don't need 30 Allen keys, right? Because you get one every time you
get a new piece of furniture.
Okay, perfect. That's so helpful. And for your services, how can people get a hold of you? Because there's probably a lot of people thinking, I need someone to come in and just help me.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can go to the website, popcloset.com, or you can hit us up on Instagram. It's at popclosetorganizing.
Oh my goodness, I love this so much. Well, thank you so much also for joining us here today. And hopefully we will help you get organized as we head into spring. Even though it is spring, it feels more like winter this morning with that wind chill outside. Good morning, Ottawa. Happy Friday. Currently feels like minus 22 to start off your Friday. Don't worry, it will warm up into Sunday. We just have to get a couple of days before we get to some warmer conditions. It is 8:26.
Far side pass, and it's an early shot. He scores!
Hey. CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video, upload it at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
There's something special in every area. Join us for your neighborhood as we highlight the people and places that bring the National Capital Region to life.
Your neighborhood on CTV Your Morning Ottawa. Brought to you in part by the Clemo. Choose the Clemo and start living your life your way.
Morning and happy Friday to you. It is 8:30 a.m. I am Melissa Lamb, and both Will and Rosie are still away for today. We're going to start with your news headlines. The Ontario government has tabled its spring budget, and Premier Doug Ford's Conservatives are expecting to carry another deficit. The spending plan predicts a funding shortfall of $12.3 billion this fiscal year, then $13.8 billion the next. Finance Minister Peter Bethlenfalvy on delaying a surplus for the third year in a row.
Of course, I'd prefer to have a smaller deficit. I'd prefer to balance sooner, but we have to live in the world we're in. Our plan is cautious where it must be and ambitious where it should be.
Some of the measures in the budget include cutting the small business corporate income tax from the current rate of 3.2% to 2.2% and $1.1 billion in new funding for hospitals. And here in Ottawa, the latest report for a city committee shows OC Transpo's deficit keeps rising. OC Transpo was $52 million in the red in 2025. That's up significantly from 2024, when the deficit was $25 million. The deficit was largely due to a lack of funding from upper levels of government. There's also a drop in ridership this year, which comes as OC Transpo cancels hundreds of bus trips a week and runs single car service on the LRT due to issues with the axles. An Ottawa woman is in a battle with her insurance company after her vehicle was stolen and used in a recent smash and grab. The crime was caught on camera, and the owner of the vehicle is frustrated to learn her car is considered a write-off. Gail Robertson says after her vehicle was recovered, it was moved without her being informed. Weeks later, she found the car at an auto shop where it was deemed a total loss, and therefore her insurance won't pay for the repairs.
Which I need an explanation for, because it just did not appear to be a total loss to me. It just appeared to be very minor damage. And when they drove it through the window, when the cops got there, it was still running.
In a statement, Intact Insurance tells CTV News it's focused on reaching a timely resolution and is covering the car rental fees. A positive update on the cyclist that was struck in the Alta Vista area yesterday morning. The victim's condition has been upgraded to serious but stable, and while police continue to investigate, advocates say segregated cycling infrastructure could have helped.
In this particular case, if the person had fallen in a segregated bike lane, for example, they would have fallen away from traffic.
This happened around 6:15 a.m. near Pleasant Park Road and Hague Drive. Police are asking for any witnesses to come forward and speak with investigators. A memorial continues to grow at the scene in Barhaven, where a crossing guard was struck and killed earlier this week. Several bouquets of flowers have been placed at the intersection of Cedarview Road and Kenneville Drive. 55-year-old Peter Clark died after he was hit by a vehicle while on duty Monday morning. 19-year-old Xander Wright is charged with failing to stop after an accident resulting in death. He's due to appear in court again today. Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada isn't done yet after hitting NATO's 2% spending target.
Over the next decade, Canada will unleash $500 billion. I'll repeat, $500 billion in defense and defense-related investment.
Prime Minister Carney was speaking yesterday after announcing $3 billion in new infrastructure and defense spending for Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. Even after spending more than $60 billion on defense last year, Canada's military remains short about 15,000 soldiers. Looking ahead, Canada will need to spend more to meet NATO's new target of 5% of the GDP. Supreme Court deliberations will now begin on Quebec's secularism law. The federal and provincial governments were among 61 parties that submitted arguments over the 4 days. Bill 21 bans some public sector workers from wearing religious symbols on the job. Quebec invoked the notwithstanding clause to protect the bill. The clause allows governments to override the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. The Calgary Zoo is hoping to help a French polar bear feel more comfortable in his new digs. This is a 20-year-old polar bear who arrived in Calgary a little over a week ago. He came from a zoo in Quebec and now is at the Wilder Institute, is bringing in something most zoos don't usually use, a translator. And that is because his care team in Quebec worked with him using French cues during training. And until he fully understands English, they'll be using a member of his old team to help translate. So essentially, the bear will become bilingual as he continues to learn. Absolutely incredible. Love that story. And of course, it's feeling a little more icy outside this morning, especially as we look at where we are, temperatures sitting currently. A very cold start to your Friday morning. Unfortunately, we are still sitting at -11. So yes, very, very frosty temperatures to start off your end of the work week. -15 in the valley this hour. Here are temps with the wind chill. Even though we've warmed up a little bit, still very cold out there. Feels closer to -20 outside in Ottawa, -17 in Kingston, -15 out in Brockville. So we are seeing clear skies. The good news is we will see sunshine this morning, which will continue into the afternoon for today. No precipitation in sight as we head into the afternoon. We are expecting a bit of snow in the forecast tomorrow. You could see this little band of flurries late in the afternoon. We could see some scattered flurries for Saturday and a few more early morning Sunday. But other than that, we will be pretty clear into your skies into your afternoon. -3 is your high for today. We'll still feel closer to -6, -8 in through your day ahead. -6 in Bancroft, -5 out in the valley for your daytime high. Same with in Petawawa, -3 for Gatineau. So over the next couple of days, it will get much better. Overnight tonight, still cold. -10 is the overnight low. As we head into tomorrow, still staying a little bit chilly. -2 is the daytime high. Again, those flurries late in the afternoon. Warming up on Sunday, 7 degrees is the daytime high. Flurries in the morning, but then cloudier into the afternoon. Then double-digit temperatures on Monday, a high of 10 degrees, lots of sunshine. And next week, we will be above seasonal throughout most of the work week.
Weather brought to you by Yeckendorf Rashid. Experience, knowledge, and a commitment to excellence.
And here's a look at your traffic this hour. Things are looking good. No major issues east to west. You can see pretty light volume this hour on your roads. The great news is we are collision free on this Friday.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
It's still maple syrup season, so there are still lots of spots to get your maple syrup fix this weekend. Plus everything that comes along with it, like tractor rides, interactive lessons, pancake breakfasts, and lots more. Spots to check out are the Log Farm on Cedarview Road, Fulton Sugarbush in Pakenham, and Stanley Sugarbush in Edwards. Such a great way to spend a day. Next, your Ottawa Black Bears and their Marvel Superhero Night. They face off against the Georgia Swarm tomorrow in a night where heroes rise and rivalries sting. From bear strength plays to buzzworthy moments, this theme night brings comic-style entertainment and high-flying lacrosse action. Capes are optional, energy definitely guaranteed. Last today, and also fun for the whole family, head to the Ottawa Family Cinema this weekend to check out Goat the Movie in 3D. A small goat with big dreams gets a once-in-a-lifetime shot to join the pros and play rollerball. The best part of visiting the Ottawa Family Cinema is that all proceeds are donated back to the community through the Family Movie Trust Fund. Of course, lots more happening around the capital this weekend. Full list, all the details at ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, I'm Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
And for today's Your Kitchen feature, I got to pay a visit to the Hilton Garden Inn along with my son, Luca.
We are in for such a special treat here today. We are at Le Petit Chef. I am joined with my son Luca here today. We also are joined with Chef David. Thank you so much for having us here.
Oh,
this
it's our pleasure.
is spectacular. Can you kind of give me the details about Le Petit Chef?
Wow, yeah, I'm so happy. Like, you know, Le Petit Chef is actually generated for Belgium. It was like way back to 2015. And also like our general manager actually like introduced that to us, which is Wayne Day.
Cool.
And I was just like hook up. I was like, wow, yeah, why not? There's nothing in Ottawa, so let's do it.
Absolutely. It's like a story on your table and on your plate.
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
And it's for the entire family. My son is just having a blast over here. I can
tell.
Having so much fun looking at all the little things. So tell me how it works, because there's obviously a dinner menu involved with this.
Correct, dinner menu. So we have like a different like menu options.
Okay.
We do have the classic menu, deluxe menu, vegetarian, and also for kids menu as well.
Oh, a kids menu as well. That's so spectacular. So tell me about the first course we're having here this morning.
So do have here heirloom tomatoes with also balsamic pearls, and we ended up like adding additional like caviar on top of it, because that will be our deluxe menu.
Oh my goodness.
And yeah, some instead of like a regular arugula, we put it like the micro arugula. It's actually from Ottawa supplier too. So basically all of the menus is like 80% is like a Canadian products as well.
All the flavors together, absolutely spectacular. These little balsamic pearls are absolutely delicious.
Give you a little bit of tricks in it. So basically all you have to mix it all together. Yes.
Oh, so you want to mix
it all together to boost up all those flavors in your mouth. So there you go.
I love that you've given me a little tip here today. Okay, so you mix it all together.
All together.
It just looks so pretty. I didn't want to ruin it.
I know, right?
Great. So tell me about the second course we're enjoying here today.
Wow, that's part of our courses, which is the main course. Now we're giving you guys the Wagyu. That's part of our deluxe.
Oh my goodness.
And it's like a confit potato, baby potato. Instead of like a regular like carrots and broccoli, we ended up like kind of like a contemporary style, which is like we fluid gel the broccoli and also with the carrot. So you can see those the different colors.
So this is the puree here.
Yes, that green one is the broccoli puree. I would say broccoli gel, and then at the same time with your carrot gel as well.
And then your steak as well.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about our final course that we're having today. Of course, we're only doing 3 of the 5 courses. This looks really fun. My son has just been having so much fun.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I can see it.
Yes.
So this is like my versions of the ice cream with Le Petit Chef. And I just like want it to be more magical, you know, some whimsical, you know, when they put it, because I believe that everybody will have like a little heart, like a kid's heart in it, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, so dessert is like I created my homemade dessert, which is ice cream. And it's like a white chocolate and a vanilla ice cream. And I put it like cotton candy and some maple, the maple sauce in it. So I know the fact that you don't even see the ice cream. Where's the ice cream?
You don't see the ice cream. Are you just going to bite through it?
No. So we do have a little sauce in it that you put slowly on top to reveal the desserts inside.
Did you hear
Isn't
that?
it awesome?
Okay, pick up Luca and just pour it on the top slowly. And then you reveal. And you are a gold medal plate.
Yes,
Can you tell
ma'am.
us about that as well?
Yeah, well, I was like competed like way back 2017, and luckily enough and blessed enough to get the title of gold medal plate, and I had a chance to compete at like a Canadian Culinary Championship way back 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
Luca, you have to get the ice cream out. Look at that. It melted all down. This is absolutely a work of art. Do you want me to help you? But then you're going to see the ice cream, buddy. That's ice cream. This part you'll definitely enjoy. This has been so amazing. I have to go in. It's like a little pear.
Yes, indeed.
So cute. Okay, and tell us how people can enjoy this experience for themselves.
So yeah, so basically they can book it to our website, which is Le Petit Chef Ottawa. So all of those information is right on the website. So definitely we're not gonna lose it. So yeah.
So people can head online to the website for more information and of course to book their own fantastic experience just out of this world.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having us with.
And the food was absolutely delicious, and it was so much fun. Luca had a blast. So if you know of a great local chef or restaurant that we should join us in our morning kitchen, please let us know. We would love to hear your thoughts. Send us an email, yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Here's a live look through Centennial Glass Skycam this morning. Still seeing that sunshine on your Friday morning, but it is cold out there. Feels closer to -20 with the wind chill. Good morning, Ottawa. Happy Friday. It is 8:43. The best ringette players in Canada will be here next weekend for the Canadian Championships, and we are so lucky because we have a couple members this morning. We have Nia and Ruby with us. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Congratulations. You're playing in a big tournament next weekend. Tell us, where are you guys from? Tell us about your team and how you guys kind of got here.
We're from Nepean, so the central of Ottawa. We got here, we worked all season super hard. It's such an accomplishment being ready.
Yeah, so tell us about the Canadian Championships happening next weekend here in Ottawa.
Yeah, so it's a really exciting tournament. It's all of the best teams in Canada playing against each other, and it's a really big honor that we get to represent Ontario.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. And it's your first time going to this, but it's your second time, right? So what does it mean as a veteran to kind of help lead this team?
I think it's such an honor. You know, being here last year, I saw how good and what a tournament it is, playing against like the most important, or no, not the most important, the most skilled players in all of Canada. It's such an honor going again and bringing other people with me too.
Sounds like an incredible opportunity. What are you looking forward to, your first time getting to go?
Yeah, I'm really excited for the atmosphere and everything surrounding it because it's one of the biggest tournaments of the year. And I'm really excited to get to experience all the different teams across Canada and how they play.
Okay, give me the strategy as a ringette player because it looks really hard.
The strategy, well, you just gotta, to stab the ring, you just gotta bend low, have your stick out and bend your legs and be ready for the ring at all times.
Yeah. How did you both get involved in a ringette?
I started at a pretty young age. I've been playing ringette for about 9 years now. So I just started playing with friends, and then I just saw how great of a sport it was and just kept going after that.
And so why ringette over hockey?
So I think my sister just started playing ringette, and I would grow up running around the rinks with her, and I just realized how fun of a sport it is, and I started and I never stopped playing because it was so amazing.
To me, I've never played both, but to me it seems like ringette is maybe a bit of a harder sport than hockey. Would you say so? Would you agree?
I would say so.
More skill level?
Yeah.
Skill level. Okay, so what is the goal with the ring? Because you guys are going to show me how it works here this morning.
I'll give you this one.
Okay.
And so we're going to be passing a bit. So this is hamburger, this is hot dog. And you want to hold it with your arm on top of the stick. Your upper arm, there you go. Okay. And then you want to stab the ring hot dog style.
Hot dog like this.
And not like this.
And not like that. Okay, and what's the advantage of this?
So if you go like this, the ring will just ride up your stick, and then it's harder to pass it off quickly.
Okay.
So if you go like this, it'll just stay on the ice and flat.
Okay, smart. And we have some rings here today.
Yes.
Okay, I'll get you guys to do a little demonstration for me here this morning.
So.
That's a lot to think about. Oh my goodness. All right.
We'll go slow.
Okay.
So
do you keep your stick on? Oh, I missed it. And then how do you pass it?
So, just like that.
Just like that, okay.
Drag it as long as you can and then let it go at the end.
Oh, I got one. All right, so drag it. And now how would you shoot the ring?
So there's a couple different like shooting strategies. The most used at a high like skill level would be a wrist shot. So it's when the corner of the stick digs, or the corner of the tip we call it, digs under the ring to be able to lift it.
And then you kind of flick your wrist so it hits the corner and then raises.
Absolutely incredible. Are you looking forward to playing in a big crowd next weekend?
Yes,
For sure.
I think it's a very amazing opportunity.
And where is it all happening?
So this year it's going to be happening in Canada. So 2 of like the larger Sensplex. And Tony Graham, I think it's called.
Okay.
So it'll be larger rinks, which with like a lot of teams competing every single hour.
Wow, and the best teams in Canada. So you want people to come out and support you, Team
Yes.
Ontario. What does it feel like to be representing Ontario in this tournament? I mean, that's a pretty incredible honor.
I think it's an amazing honor to get to represent your province, especially in your home province. So you can have all your friends and family and community behind you who have supported you along the way to get here, and then you kind of get to experience it with them, so it's really amazing.
And the home crowd as well. You need that home ice advantage, right?
Yeah,
So
sure.
you need a large and rowdy crowd. Can people come out and support you and watch the games?
There's tickets available still. And we'd love everyone to come out. The most support is the better.
Okay, wonderful. Let's keep on passing this ring. Maybe I'll try out one year. Probably not. But you know what? Maybe my daughter would go. Okay, so I don't want to go this way, right? So
But you want to go skinny side up. Yep, just like that.
This?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. But you want to catch it like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Oh, it's hard. Like, you really got to keep your eyes down. And are you watching the ring while you're playing, or are you kind of just...
We always try to keep the eye on the ring so that like hand-to-eye coordination is there, and
Plus
there's a better chance.
You also got to skate at the same time. Oh my goodness, this is a lot. This is incredible. And are the rules the same from hockey, or are they a little bit different from ringette?
So for ringette, it's more of like a team sport where you need to pass over the blue lines. So it kind of gets everyone on your team involved.
Okay.
So yeah.
And is there so many seconds that you have the ring for? Do you have to pass it off, or does it matter?
Yeah, so there's a shot clock where you have 30 seconds to get it from one end of the ice to the other.
Wow.
And it resets every time a different team, every time the other team gets the ring.
Or every time the other team gets the ring.
Yeah.
And so you only have 30 seconds to make a shot?
Yeah.
To lose possession.
Okay, to lose possession. Wow. So not only are you under pressure, you're under time pressure as well.
Yes.
So that's a lot different than hockey.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And what happens if you don't make the 30 seconds?
Then the possession of the ring goes to the other team.
To the other team. Oh my goodness. So much to think about.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure, a lot of skill, and of course, you're always encouraging other young girls to get involved in ringette.
Yes.
That's amazing. Well, thank you both so much for joining us today, and best of luck next weekend at the Canadian Championship. And of course, how can people come out and support you?
So we have tickets going on online, I think, crc.ca, and tickets are going on sale for every game that we're playing this weekend.
Amazing. Well, congratulations on getting there, and best of luck next weekend.
Thank
Look
you.
forward to seeing how you do. You're welcome, and thank you for teaching me a thing or two about ringette. It's such a fantastic sport, so I truly appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And of course, a cold start to your morning with the wind chill feels closer to -20 this hour. Good morning, Ottawa. Happy Friday.
Ottawa's favorite cash contest is back, and it's big. Move 100's $50,000 Beat the Bank. 7 vaults. You decide how much to take home. Sound the alarm? You lose it all. Be listening weekdays for your chance to win.
Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend returns May 23rd and 24th, and it's never too early to join Canada's biggest running celebration. From the full and the half marathons to the 10K, the 5K, and the 2K, there's a distance for everyone. Register early to save on fees, jumpstart your training, and get ahead on fundraising in the Desjardins Charity Challenge. Join thousands at the start line and be a part of something amazing. Visit runottawa.ca for more information.
Thank you so much for joining me here this morning on your Friday. And of course, stay warm today as we are in for a cold day. Currently feels like -20 with that wind chill, and a daytime high of only -3 for today. The good news is lots of sunshine for your Friday forecast, and we will see warmer conditions as we head into Sunday and Monday. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see you back here Monday morning at 6 a.m.